Now I gotta ride or die. These brothers my guys, know that they fly, know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side, CJ Ike, now I gotta roll with ice. Cold, these brothers my guys, know that they fly, know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side, CJ Ike, now I gotta roll with ice. Ride or die, 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 ride or die. Cold, these brothers my guys, know that they fly, know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side, CJ Ike, now I gotta ride or die.
We live, baby.
We live?
Oh, yeah. Our guest. Are we going by Jason Ryan?
Yeah, I'm going by Jason Ryan, man. Yeah, we don't go by the regular name, man. I lost the other last name like a couple years ago due to some haters.
You got to put that microphone closer to you so people can hear you.
Short people problems.
So they hear what you got to say. You can bring it down a little bit.
We're getting all set here.
Yeah.
The Carbon King is in the fucking house, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Can't hide money.
Is this the point where I'm supposed to pull down my pants, see if I have a carbon pecker or something?
Right.
No,
But I mean, people want to know.
first thing.
You asked that last time.
First things first. How big is your dick?
Whoops.
Not that big.
But how the hell did you pull Mel?
I don't know.
You must
I
have
got
a big
lucky.
ass bank account.
Must have been. I remember when I had the Saturn.
Damn. How long you been married?
A while.
Yeah, he's like, I don't
This
fucking
time,
remember.
put him on the spot. Long enough.
How long you been together? We'll start there.
Since like 2008.
Okay. So
How'd you meet?
It's been a minute.
We actually met at Sonic.
No way.
Yeah.
I'll be
At
down.
a meet?
Yeah, at the meet. I had the
shit.
Saturn back in the day, and she kept walking by me several times, and then,
She's a looker.
yeah, she walked by like 4 or 5 times. I looked at her, I saw her, and then another guy named John apparently walked up to her, got her phone number, apparently went to school together. I'm like, how the fuck did your old ugly ass get her damn number?
He's like, let
There ain't
me
no
Oh, wait a minute.
So I was like, oh, hell no. Your ugly ass got it. I'm going to find her ass now.
Right.
So I literally walked around
Hey,
Sonic
girl,
several
I
times.
drive a Saturn. What's up?
Well, she knew what I had. I was standing right next to it, so I literally walked around, found her on the backside, got her phone number, and then a couple weeks later, we started hitting it off.
That's all it took.
Started hitting it off. You started hitting it.
Well, no,
Oh,
we were talking.
Okay.
People, I didn't know until I was actually talking to Brandon Gill and about having you on here, and he was talking about a Saturn that you had. What's up with this Saturn?
It was it was a Saturn IR Redline, and I bought bone stock back in 07, and I kind of got dumped in with that kind of car at that time. I was a Nissan guy for all my life. I had Sentras, 200Xs, 240s, more Sentras.
Yeah.
And I bought a Sentra from the Saturn dealership off Phillips Highway. And I went through like 4 motors in that car.
Holy shit.
Damn.
I blew the motor on the way home.
What?
My parents were following me on the way back to the house. And
When you first got it?
yeah, when I first got it, I just left the dealership, and I was when Saturn was on the Land Boulevard over there. I was literally heading home, and I guess the catalytic converter got clogged up or something like that, and overheat. Something happened on the way home after buying the car, and I went through like 4 different motors in that car. It was a recall too. They had a butterfly valve that broke off. They had a catalytic converter recall, oil consumption recall.
And that's why Saturns don't run around.
The Ion was like
No, that was a Sentra.
Oh,
I had an SCR Spec V. I had an 03.
Okay.
from the Saturn.
Yeah. So I had that car for a while, and then after the 4th motor, like, okay, we're not putting another motor in that car. I'm like, well, each one was a fucking recall. Each time I brought it into you, and it was an engine issue.
Right.
So they're like, well,
Thank you. Y'all built this shit.
exactly.
Y'all know it.
Well, and I bought it from a Saturn dealership, the car.
Oh, okay.
So they're like, well, we can't, do anything with this car anymore. So if you want to get out, you got to buy something that we have. I'm like, okay, what's the fastest car you have? I'm like, and I saw a Saturn
We got a
Sky.
school bus.
Yeah, the Sky was the thing.
The
right?
Saturn Sky, and then they had a Saturn Ion Redline, and the Ion Redline was actually in Orlando at the time.
The Sky was the SUV, wasn't it?
No, the Sky was the 2-door convertible.
It's like the
It was a little
Pontiac
Solstice.
Was it? Yeah, the Solstice.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was like the convertible.
Yeah, and it was rear-wheel
Yeah.
drive. It was kind of a cool little car. I was like, do you have one of those? Like, those kind of like didn't have any at the time. I was like, okay, what's your next best option? They're like, well, we got a silver Ion Redline. I was like, okay, well, what is it?
What can it do?
Like,
yeah.
like what could it possibly
It's
do?
got a 3rd door.
They said, well, they said, oh, it's 2.0 supercharged. I'm like, okay,
But now I'm
supercharged. Okay, now I'm intrigued. Now I'm like, okay, great.
So it makes cool noises, bet.
Yeah. So look, I bought the car and yeah, I ended up getting to the Saturn scene, and I started. I raced a couple people when we used to do the races out there on Racetrack Road back in the day, and I started being little Honda Civics and Integras and a couple of other things here and there, Turbo TC. And I was like, okay, what are my possibilities of making this thing faster? So I ended up, I found a pulley system. They had a stage 2 pulley kit they had for the Saturns at the time from the manufacturer from GM. So I was like, okay, let's try the stage 2 kit.
Do some bolt-ons.
Yeah, and then gave it a little extra power. It wasn't, dramatic, but it was a little more power. I was like, okay. So I got a little more intrigued about the car. I'm like, I'm seeing more options for it. Then I came across ZZ Performance, and they're like, oh yeah, we could do this, 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 and this. I'm like, okay, cool. Okay, let's try this.
Okay.
So I did, one
So
set.
you just throwing money at this thing.
I do too much damn money in this damn thing.
That's the game, right?
So I was already in it. I was, and no, I take back. I didn't do it yet. I was actually, I was on nitrous for a while. And I was running the car with nitrous with a stage 2 kit, untuned, and I ran it for a good solid year with nitrous. I was pumping 75 to 100 shot of nitrous on the car, and people knew me. If I had the black wheels on the car, I was ready to roll. If I had the chrome wheels, the factory chrome wheels, I was out there to hang out.
We just cruising.
Yeah, and I was going out there.
Cruising wheel, by beating your ass. With it.
Right.
And I was really going out to Sonic, and I was walking around trying to find people to race every single night.
Oh my god.
I had, SRT 10 Vipers, Corvettes, people that hated me back in the day.
Okay.
And I was walking up to them, hey, do you want to run? I was all about trying to run people, random.
Sure.
I don't care.
Right.
I was trying to have fun. And finally, I just, I started beating more and more people. I was like, okay, well, I need to put more power to it because I got, a couple people that beat me. So I was like, okay,
Right.
let me try something else here. And I got rid of the nitrous kit, built the motor, went twin charge. I was the first Saturn that had a twin charge kit on it. It was supercharged and turboed.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So I was like,
Use the supercharger to build up the boost for the turbo.
yes. So it was constant power the entire time. So ZZ Performance was like, hey, let's try this kit. We did it on a Cobalt. I think his name was Ryan. That was the guys that work at ZZ Performance. So they did the first kit there on the Cobalt. So I was like, okay, cool. Let's try it on the Saturn. So I did the same thing with the Saturn. I'm like, okay. Literally a week after I brought the car back, cell number 3 just gone.
exit check.
Exit
Yeah,
check.
it is either 2 or 3 of what it was. It had a big giant crack in it, so I had a smoke screen on the way to work. Look, I was on the way to work,
Of course.
and I had a smoke screen all the way to Tuffy's when I was working on Tuffy's on Racetrack Road.
What you doing? Eliminate mosquitoes.
Oh, it was a big smoke screen. I dropped it off, and then we built the motor, and then we sent it back to the ZZ Performance, did another tune with it, and then blew it up probably like another 6 to 8 months later down the road. And I'm like, damn, I'm getting tired of building this shit. And finally, I just dropped off with them again. We did a 2.2 stroker kit on it, and we got rid of the supercharger, went all turbo with it, and I think I made like 643 to the wheels.
Jesus.
You
And
got any pictures of this car?
I do.
Send us some pictures. I'll post them
We'll post
on
them
the
up,
page.
Oh yeah,
Like, what year is this? Say, like...
there's
when
no 07. Oh, when I got the car, it was 07.
Okay. So,
It's the last, pretty much the last year of the Iron Red Lines.
Right.
So, I think Saturn went under in 08, 09. I think it was
Okay.
08, I think it was, when they went under.
You're
And then-
still building this kit for, like, some years, right?
Yeah.
So you had a car for a couple years.
Yeah, I had it for like 3 or 4 years, I think I had that car for. So, I built it up.
So this is
you know,
probably what, 2010 maybe?
roughly around 2010, yeah. And I had the car for quite a while, and then I got tired of it, and
So all right. So how come you didn't go full retard with the carbon fiber on that car?
well, I actually had a car fiber hood and a car fiber trunk on that car.
Okay.
Well,
That was the only-
There was a start.
Said, got it.
It was the only option. Like every time I built a carbon or tried to do anything with a carbon with a car, like I would put a car fiber hood or trunk, and that's it. That's the only thing that was
Because you're limited,
available.
right? Like,
Yeah.
that's all you could get.
Even with the Sentras, the 200X I had, that was the only option I had was hood and trunk. That's it.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I kind of got over that, and then I got rid of the Saturn. I got a Sylvia, the convertible.
shit.
I had a
Really?
Civic convertible.
Okay.
It was originally a left hand drive. It got converted to right hand drive up in Canada, and I
Okay.
bought
What's this about?
What's this all about? It's a left-hand drive, mate.
it. Was different. It was a nightmare trying to get from across the border in New York all the way back down to Florida.
Well, I heard all you have to do is bury these cars in a trailer.
Well, it was a '93 convertible, so it was
Yeah.
Hiding under the bananas.
I mean,
well, the guy literally folded the front bumper and put it inside the car when he transported the car.
just bloop.
Yeah, and it was a good
It's a fucking taco
functioning
bumper.
car. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, in 2 pieces when I finally got the car. So that was my first right-hand drive car I ever owned.
Okay.
And I had at the time I had my 350Z as well. And I've had 240, a 260, a 280, 300, a 350Z.
All the.
I've had
all
everything.
the
I stopped there.
numbers.
I didn't go 370Z. I was like, I didn't like the ass end of it. Looks like it has no ass.
Right. It's weird.
So-
It's different for sure.
Before that, I was like, they didn't really have that much spoiler options to kind of give it a little more look to it.
A
But
little more thickness.
yeah, exactly.
I like that ass a little thick.
Right.
So I was like, okay, I had the 350Z for a while, and then I had the Sylvia for a while, and then I was actually getting rid of I was trying to get rid of the Sylvia to buy my first Skyline, the 33, and the shop down in Tampa, not name names, but shop down in Tampa had a
I think I know the
33.
name.
Yeah. So he had the 33 for a while, and I saw a picture of some wood sticking out of the back seat going through the side window.
Oops. Use it for a hauler.
Yeah, he went to Home Depot and got some wood, and whatever. So he had some stuff done on, like he had some Advent wheels and had some R35 GTR steering wheel on it and some other extra bullshit on him. Like, it's hideous on the car.
Okay.
So we ended up talking for like a week about the car. I'm like, okay, let me try and see if I can sell one of my cars, my 350Z. I wasn't trying to sell my 350Z.
Dustin Baker. That's what
He's
it was.
drunk.
He has to be.
He gotta be because they're closed tomorrow.
He's like, want to race a super though? I see you look and laugh. Don't be a hoe. Name names.
Don't worry, we'll have it for the 33 when the 33 is up and running. Don't worry.
Oh shit, I'd be a hell
The
of a
34,
video.
the 34 ain't ready for that yet, but the 33 will definitely be ready for the Supra. Don't worry.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
That'd be
sound like we got
dude,
a-
that video will be
So
dope.
hey, this is live, so I can't go back on this now. So
Right.
it's gonna happen.
Okay.
Oh damn.
So back to
Back to Mexico
back,
we go.
back to Mexico we go.
Uh,
And people are calling, what the fuck?
Oh.
Go away.
they're coming.
See, my phone goes off nonstop. Nonstop, it
I
goes
bet.
off.
Oh,
Like
I'm sure.
texting, calling, and instant
Making
messenger,
appointments, trying to get towed, fucking
everything.
yeah.
So back to the 33 situation. I, going with the car. We agreeing to a price. Tell them to take out the wheels, put some other wheels on it with some work wheels, and got rid of the GTR steering wheel, put a stock steering wheel on it, which stock was a lot better than that GTR still.
You know, like the R35 steering wheel.
No, not 33.
Yeah, because it's got all these extra fucking
Well,
buttons and
it's
shit
all
on
bulky.
it, right?
It's like
Yeah.
it looks hideous.
There's too much on it.
Like on 35 is fine, but on 33,
Right.
it didn't look like it fit in.
Right.
That was okay, you know. The first time I went to go down to pick it up, you know, I go look at it and stuff like that, talk to him because he.
Now, is the R33 a GTR or a GTS?
It's GTST.
GTS what?
GTST. So
G?
T.
Are
T
you
is in
saying
Tom.
Pam?
T. T is in Tom.
Pan.
Pan? Pam.
T.
Is that ketchup?
Right.
That's not ketchup.
It's what RB what?
RB25.
Okay.
So Series 1. So it's the first year of the R33s. So
Still an inline six, though, right?
yes.
Just not all wheel drive.
Yeah, it's all just rear-wheel drive.
Okay.
So, you know, I go down and look at the car. We talk numbers more. And then I was like, hey, I got a guy who's looking at buying the Sylvia. Him and his kid came by and looked at the car. He said it's too much car for him. I was like, what about the 350Z? That's when I was working at Nissan Casa. I'm like, you know, he was in the shop looking at the car on a Sunday. He's like,
Take it.
he's like, okay, well, you know, let's test drive it, make sure it's a good car. You know, I was like, you know, I didn't really want to sell my 350Z because I love that car.
Sure.
It was a great car. I took it to Canada in the snow
Oh shit.
and drove it around. I didn't care.
Okay.
And we called the guy, came out, drove the car, came back, says, you know, give us a couple of days, let's think about it, whatnot. He called me an hour later. He's like, done.
I'll take it.
I was like, okay. So he came up, you know, $16,000 cash, gave it to me.
Car's yours. Player.
Car's yours.
Yeah.
So I had money saved up for the 33, and I took the money, bought the 33, went down there 3 different times to pick up the car. Each time was another issue. It was a water pump issue, and this was an issue, and it became a big ordeal. And finally, I think it was on Friday night. Yeah, it was Friday night. I went to go finally pick up the car. I was like, you know, I told him, I was like, put 2 decent tires on the back. The tires are shit in the back.
Right.
I said, I want to make it back from Tampa
Give
back
me something.
yeah, to get back to Jacksonville. I have 4 tires waiting in Jacksonville for me. When I get back, make sure it's halfway decent for me to get back.
I won't see no cords, asshole.
Right.
Oh, no, he didn't do anything for the tires at all. I made it from the shop to, I think it was like exit 42. And I borrowed one of the cars from work, the Centro, you know, I borrowed from work, and to get down there, and the tire blew out.
Ooh.
I think it was the right rear or left rear. One of the 2 tires blew out. And I made it from there on a spare tire to Daytona Beach. And then Bruno, crying, you know, came in clutch. He came with some extra wheels for me just to get me back to Jacksonville from Daytona.
Right.
Because driving a spare tire for that long, I wouldn't trust it at all.
Yeah, that's bad news.
So, and
Not
it was
a good
sketchy.
look.
It was sketchy as it was. So, and then
was.
I literally got the car back to Jacksonville in the middle of the night, and finally got 4 tires put on. I had sitting in my bay waiting for the next morning. Put tires on it, and literally the next morning, I took the Sylvia and the Skyline to Hot and Port Nights in Orlando.
Oh shit.
So I put tires on it, aligned it, and took it straight down to Orlando.
Drove it right back.
Yeah.
And I had no sleep at all. No sleep. My dad drove my 33
Okay.
because I had no way of driving both cars down there still. Sure. And then I had.
If you're gonna wreck something being tired, wreck the fucking Sylvia. Not
So-
this R33.
So I took the Sylvia down there, and I took the Skyline down there because I was already registered for the show, and I was like, you know, why not? Screw it.
Yeah.
No sleep. Screw it. I literally got
Now,
sleep.
what color was the what color was it?
The 33?
Yeah.
It was black.
Black, okay.
Yeah. It was all originally black, had white
So you
wheels.
took it down there before the carbon.
Yeah. All it was literally bone stock. It had exhaust. That was it.
Okay. Then what
So-
year is this? Like, what are we talking?
2013, I think it was.
Okay.
So it's when
I
they had
don't even see
it.
that far that damn long ago. Though.
I know.
I know we're getting old.
That would be a lick.
You think about it though, like.
Well, shit, 20 years ago is in the 2000s, not in the 80s.
I know. It's
So
fucking
I saw that
scary.
the other day. I was like, about cried. I'm like,
Oh, wait a minute. It's not the 80s, really?
shit.
So yeah. So I had took the car down there and did the entire show, and my I think my parents were sitting in the car and they kind of ran down the battery a little bit, so the battery died
Okay.
and the alternator died.
They was
After the
listening to some
event.
music. What's mom and pop doing?
Well, they're sitting there chilling in the car. I'm sitting there, you know, chilling. I had the top down. I'm sitting there chilling in the Sylvia.
Shit, he
And-
had her top down.
Whoopsie daisy.
So after the event was over, like the car drove and I made it like halfway down the way because OSW is on Biffalo and 50. So the battery was completely dead. Like halfway down, like the car shut off on me while I'm driving. I only had this car
That's
for
it, player.
not even 24 hours. I had this car,
Right.
and the battery and the alternator shot.
Whoops.
So I'm like, fuck, what am I going to do now? So we all crammed up in the damn Sylvia, and Sylvia back seats are not that very big. So my mom and my wife are in the back seat, and me and my dad are in the front seat, cruising to Walmart, which is down the way, to get a battery just to at least see if we can put a battery in there to get me home.
Right. See how long we can run 12
Yeah,
hours.
Exactly. And see how far I can get. And actually,
Don't turn shit on.
Exactly. I was there cruising the entire time.
Fucking drive on the damn lighter. What you looking for? That's what I'm seeing with.
All right, we will get as far as we can, my dude.
So we literally made it home. I got another alternator, put another battery in it, and then it was good from there.
There you go.
So, and then I left it alone for a while, drove it a couple car shows, and then I think I decided to do the wide body kit on the car, the wide rear end. And I did the carbon fiber hood, did the carbon fiber trunk, and the carbon fiber fenders. I was like, okay, let's just,
Fuck it, why stop now?
Yeah. I got more options now. So I'm like, and a carbon taillight cover.
Pull the mic a little bit more in front of you.
More in front of me?
Yeah.
Okay, like this? Okay.
Yeah. Because the mic's like this, but you're talking out that way.
Oh, my bad.
Sorry.
I'm not used to talking into mics and, talking to people. And
You ain't used to having big black things in your face?
Nah, never.
You get used to
You
it.
never get used to it.
Never. I
So
love it.
so I decided, okay, we're going to do a wide body kit. And I ended up doing, painting the whole car. Me and John Amon actually painted the entire car in the middle of the night. We did it on the side.
There's a theme here of like you doing shit in the middle of the night. Like I'm picking up like
I've been,
Thief in the night.
I never sleep. Everybody always asks me, like, when do you ever sleep? It's like, I never sleep. I'm always working.
you're always just creeping in the middle of the night, man.
Are they talking shit?
Dustin's making
Doesn't
fun
talk
of
shit about
Joe.
me.
Oh. So I ended up doing a wide body kit on it, painted it, and then I went to one car show, and then the paint started bumping up a
I
little
bet
bit.
you played the shit out of Need for Speed back in the day, didn't you?
Gran Turismo.
I'm fucking wild boy and everything.
Yeah, why by the world?
I did play Need for Speed the very first two, yes. After that, kind of like lost it after that.
Yeah.
Well, when the damn fastest car in the game was a damn Miata. I was like, hold up.
Oh, wait a minute, this ain't real.
So yeah, I
Like the carbon bug just hit you, and you're like,
it did.
I got to do this whole motherfucker.
So I was trying to think of another idea, and then I talked to Larry Budnick over LB Innovations, and he was like, he carbon fibered his Supra. I'm like, okay, that's an idea. Can we do it to my car? It's like,
Oh yeah,
well, yeah, we can.
yeah.
I'm like,
How much money you got?
okay, well,
can do
what are we
anything.
talking here?
Money's king, player.
So I'm like, okay, let's make this happen. It's like, I understand it's not going to be cheap, but, let's try it.
Yeah.
So, I dropped off of him, and then we carbon fibered the entire body, and then he did the quarters, roof and doors, the front bumper. No, sorry, think about it. He did the side skirts, rear bumper. He didn't do the front bumper. I had another company do that jacked it up.
Oops.
And, yeah, and then I was full body carbon, the entire thing, and then,
So what do they do? They just use your fenders and bumpers and shit as a mold?
Or they make it.
well, no,
like
the fender,
overlays.
Or they
the
use
overlay.
they
Well,
do
no,
an
the
overlay
wide
of it?
body. When we did the wide body on the rear, we actually cut out part of the rear.
Okay.
So we had a fiberglass wide body kit that you buy from Night Racer and a couple other companies that actually sell it. But mine was from Night Racer. So we cut out a good portion of the quarter, and then we laid on the carbon, and then we fused the panel that we didn't cut to the actual body. So we trimmed part of the wide body kit that it came with to make it fit better, because the kit is kind of wavy and kind of not really the greatest.
right.
But they charged an arm and a leg for it, but it wasn't the greatest. So
That's always the story. You always got to rework shit, no matter what.
yeah, when it comes to fiberglass and carbon fiber, it's never going to be perfect.
Right. You can't.
So you could try your best. Even when I was hanging out with the R32 guy in SEMA with the full carbon R32, yeah, they had body flaws here and there. You just didn't. Some places you don't see it.
Right.
Like only me and him really actually notice it because we've been through that situation.
Carbon probably helps hide that too because of the pattern.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
But having them all go in the
Positive
same
imperfections.
direction is like carbon is going in the same direction is like hardest thing.
It's got to be, right?
Because not every company is going to be, like my hood and the fenders and the trunk came from Saban. Everything else was like, multiple different companies had Up Garage. I had a couple other companies in Japan that actually built some of the parts. So a lot of parts, and then the Fifth Element over in the UK. So trying to have all the companies that make all the parts all in one place is never going to happen.
The weave is different, or like
Yeah, it's going to be slightly off in different places.
Sure.
So that's my biggest battle of like that, and I would love to learn how to do carbon fiber and do it myself.
Sure.
both wife would probably kill me.
Right.
So I'll probably try
You got
carbon fiber the
enough to
entire
do.
house.
Right.
When did we get a fucking carbon fiber toilet?
Right.
I-
That'd be kind of
See,
wrong.
babe,
I looked at that. At least like it's
I bet you
$2,500.
Like a seat or the
I
whole?
bet
No,
you
whole
did.
thing. It's $2,500 for a fucking full carbon fiber
You need.
toilet.
You feel like you need that.
I do,
Yeah.
but
But like not a couch.
Mel
Like,
does
she
not
shows-
want that.
She comes home and it's like a carbon fiber couch.
she's like not
Like,
happening.
what the
Let me catch one
Like-
carbon fiber anything in this house.
Like I might get a seat probably.
Yeah.
Sorry, but I'm probably gonna get a
You
seat.
get a seat. Yeah.
in
So
the garage.
no, it'd be in our main bathroom for
Yeah.
carbon fiber seat,
Sure.
so I can sit on the throne
That's
of
fun.
shits with
Right.
carbon fiber.
Carbon fiber king. Gotta have it.
That's funny as hell.
I mean, I don't think it would be much different than a regular toillet seat, honestly.
Mine's
Except
kind
for you
of
might-
mine's kind of cushiony right now.
Oh, you got the cushions.
See, I
on.
got a cushiony seat, so
Yeah.
it's nice and
See,
it's
I
like
can't
Let's slide off that bitch if it's too
Oh, no.
slick. Like, fuck.
it's
when
nice
they get
cushiony.
old and they get the cracks in it, pink ass cheeks.
Ooh.
Oh God,
Or it starts to splinter.
Oh God, yeah.
Fiberglass in your butt.
Oh man,
Son.
babe, you can pull this carbon fiber out my ass.
But
Fuck
I
you.
think like the shit that you notice in like your car, where like the weave differences or maybe some waves and shit like that. People for me, seeing your car in person, I don't see any of that shit.
Nope.
Oh, you just see fucking dope ass fucking full carbon fucking skyline.
I know all the flaws in both my cars.
Sure, everyone does.
Like when
right?
we when Larry did the
Like how they're registered. But never mind, keep going.
so
they're legal, goddammit.
legal. But when he laid the roof, he actually literally took the two together and actually made the carbon from the pillar to the roof together. So you can't really see it, and he blended it really, really good.
What was the shit that flew off? That you had to have somebody like overnight you while you were in.
Oh,
SEMA?
that was a 34.
Yeah.
That was the B pillar that flew off.
Just the whole ass.
Somewhere between California, or so from Florida to California, that pillar went is somewhere in between there.
Somebody fucking made
2,500 miles, it exited chat somewhere.
But bro, do you know what this is?
But somebody came in the clutch for you, right? Somebody hooked you up?
Yes. After making a bunch of phone calls, I was in California for like literally the entire day. So I was making phone calls to everybody I knew in California. And there's a company out there that was actually at a car show. I'm like, hey man, I'll pay for full cost
What does it take? Yeah.
just to rent it. If I gotta buy it, I'll buy it. I don't give a shit.
First, I'll rent the bitch.
I'll rent it. I'll send it to you in the mail. I literally told the guy, I was like, I'll send it in the mail on Friday after the show,
Sure.
and you back to you.
Right.
I'll pay full price for it. I don't
I
care.
just don't want to show up with a fucking.
Yeah. I'll pay even more for it if I had to. But I'm not gonna go to a SEMA show with no fucking pillar. I'm not gonna have my car, that noticeable car missing a part of my car.
Right.
Because there's, jalop
Well, it's
or
gonna
not
be
not
a-
jalopy. What's the
It's gonna be a black eye.
Formula Derp of like they like to tag people and they find little flaws in your car.
Single fails.
They go
Yeah,
look
that
at
too.
You
Tina.
don't
Like,
wanna be
oh,
a
he's
single
missing a
fail.
pillar. Fuck that guy. It's like, no, hell no, dude. I'm not gonna do that shit. So I called everybody I could. A couple people tried to help out. I had a 33 in the garage at the time. It's not an exact fit, but you know what? It
close.
worked.
Okay.
I made 2 phone calls, and I called my buddy Richard, and I was like, hey, man, I know your car's in my garage, but I need to borrow part of your car just so I can get through SEMA. I'll put it
Overnight
back on your
activity,
car when I
please.
get back from SEMA, and I'll pay for it if I have to too as well. And he's like, dude, no, you helped me enough. I got you. Do what you gotta do.
So
And
how did you get the part?
so
Overnight pillar.
we'll get to that point there.
Yeah, I'm like,
Like,
what?
and when I was in California with the guys over there, it's like they're afraid to take the part of the car,
I bet.
and I'm like, it
Do
literally
it, pussy.
Right.
2 fingers, it pops off.
Apparently, it was 70 miles
It's
an hour. That
3
bitch
clips.
pops off.
It's 3 clips.
Right.
I'm like, it doesn't take that hard.
Yeah.
So I have my wife in the garage
You're like,
pulling the parts off the 33
right.
on both sides. I wasn't sure if I was gonna lose the other side. It's like just take them both off. That way I have them both just in case the other side flies off.
Yep.
So I have backup. And she went out there. Look, within minutes, it was already off. I'm
Yeah,
like,
your wife did it, and these guys are scared
And-
to do it.
and I'm all Sonny.
She's like,
She's like, how do I know this? I know
Well,
this part.
30 is a little bit harder than 34s, but yeah, she still got it off.
Yeah.
She's not, into the like turn apart stuff like on car
I
wise,
bet, right.
but she still was able to do it.
Sure.
And she did that for me to help me out to get me going. And I'm
Now-
all
didn't she go out to SEMA though?
she flew out there, yes, afterwards.
After the fact, okay.
No shit. She flew out there with the parts.
No, she didn't.
Oh.
No. Amal Sani came out there on Monday, Monday morning, early morning.
Tire dude.
Yes.
What's his shit?
Mobile Tire.
That's it.
Mobile Tire.
Is that what that's all
Yeah.
it's called?
Yeah.
Okay. Shout
So-
out to that dude.
Yeah, he's dude, super cool dude. And
Exactly.
I even made a post for both Richard and also Amal. It's like, since you both guys helped me out, let me borrow your part and bring the part out to me. You both earn a free tow.
Oh shit.
And
Maul had to cash in immediately.
oh, he did.
Did he?
Louis,
As soon as he got back from
as soon as I got back, he already cashed in on his BMW. He broke down Louis right down the road here from here
Oh no, really?
in his BMW.
Hey,
And
buddy. I mean,
so he was expecting to pay. I was like, dude, no. I told you
yeah,
you got a free tow. So you know what? I'm gonna take care because you helped me out.
that's right.
Can we get a free tow?
Oh, dude, on the biggest stage in SEMA, like that's clutch.
Yeah,
For sure.
So Lou, my wife took the baby shark towel, wrapped it up nicely, gave it to
Baby
Amal.
shark
Amal
do,
came to
do,
my
do,
house,
do.
picked up the parts,
Brought
and
out
took
to
it
you.
with him. And I met him at the hotel
That's
the next
dope.
morning.
This motherfucker flew with the shit in his hand.
Well, he probably put it in
This
the.
is my carry on.
Just
What is
carry
it?
on.
He probably had it in the carry on in his bag above him. But yeah,
Scotland parts, damn it.
but yeah, he
That's
literally
funny.
brought it to me, and it was like, okay, cool, this is really awesome.
Right.
And I was able to, I made it work, put it on the car, and got through SEMA. Nobody ever noticed,
Yeah.
unless I actually point out to him, like, hey, I went through some shit.
Hey, by the way.
Even when I was in California, I had Hector, Noel
How much
G.
did that
That's
cost you?
fucking Hector.
What are you talking about?
How much it cost to have
Does
him
he
go out there
just
to
show
the
up?
house?
Like,
I know him pretty well.
yeah.
Yeah.
Is he just is that his gig? Does he just fucking hang around that area?
No. He does a lot of different gigs. Like
Yeah.
he's actually doing a movie right now, I think, as well.
Because I saw like Jesse, the guy that plays Jesse in the
Yeah.
movie. He does stuff with, what is it called? Import. Fuck. Not
And,
import.
I know you're talking about, yeah.
The shit in Gainesville.
Import Face Off
Yeah,
shit show.
IFO. Like he does a lot of stuff with IFO.
Well,
You
Noel
see
G
him, like-
did
Did he
Live
did
as
too,
well, yeah.
right, yeah.
But I have refused
They're
that.
really-
I refuse that show.
Yeah, they're cashing in on like doing appearances and shit from like Fast and Furious.
They're trying to pull everything they can to try and make that show happen.
Really, you're not a fan?
No.
We talked to Dustin about it a little bit the last time that we all went together. It
If
was
you're going to go
probably-
to the race, that's one thing. But for the show itself, the actual
Trash.
owner is trash. Like I put my Sylvia in there at a car show back in Bradenton several years ago, and a Nissan Cube that had plastic wheels, plastic valve cover, not that valve cover, but the cover that goes over the cover.
Well, like a little modest.
The
Yeah.
engine cover?
Yeah, engine cover,
Yeah.
powder coated. I'll beat my Sylvia.
Plastic-
And I messaged, emailed the guys like, hey man,
Are you sure? Like,
I was like, I never got judged.
right.
Oh, we can't judge them all. I'm like,
The fuck?
Well, then
I was
can't
like,
pay
I
for
said,
it.
well, I guess your car wasn't worthy enough. I'm like, oh.
That's awkward.
I said, well, I guess I won't be returning your show. It's like, well, for every vehicle like you that won't show up, I have 10 more Civics showing up
no, he
in
said
place of you.
that.
He literally said that in the
Oh,
email.
you still have that email?
I probably have it somewhere in my old
Find it.
email.
Oh,
But yeah, I was like, you know what? Fuck your show. I'm never going to support you or your show ever again.
And that's the thing. Is like, okay, cool. You can't get everything. Oh, don't charge me. Like, if I'm paying,
Like, that was back when I was
registration
actually in, like, wanting to get trophies and, like,
it's like
show off
50
my.
or 60 bucks for that damn show.
At the damn time, it's like 30,
Yeah, I
40
think
bucks at the
there was
time.
It's
one
like
of the
50 or
least-
60 now.
Yeah.
Well, now, yeah.
They're one of the
But,
cheaper
you know,
ones,
at the
obviously.
time, I was, like, all about making trophies and, being the better person
what
and,
you built the
showing.
car
Yeah,
for, yeah.
exactly. But now I'm like, I don't care about trophies anymore.
Well, now if you're paying a show to be in a show to be judged accordingly and being judged proper and actually competing against other builds, don't tell me, oh, fuck that.
Yeah, don't tell me you can't judge them all or this, that, and the other. Like,
That's why, Spring Break National is like,
It's
I
a cash cow now.
I've been in Spring Break Nationals many times with both my Silver and the Saturn back in the day. And there was a guy that, that was specifically for domestic, one guy for imports, and they would judge your car accordingly. They would literally ask you questions, everything about your car, what you've done to it, what your future, stuff is for the car.
sure.
They
They don't do that now.
IFO is like handpicked. They already know who won before they even get into the damn show.
Fucking, yeah, roll in or fucking. They don't
Yeah.
do like pre-approvals, right? Anybody can go to IFO.
Anybody go IFO.
Well,
So
clearly.
I support shows that I don't. I go to shows that if it's like a meat kind of show, I would love to go to those shows. I don't want to be
I'm the
judged
biggest
upon for
fan
that.
of those. Yeah,
I go out there just to show off the car, show off what I built,
sure.
show off what I've been through. So
Well, honestly,
I can't come up with a damn name that rhymes with Drindred Pimples.
You know how they stick with their shit in the fucking...
They putting the damn shit on Mom's minivan.
Oh, yeah.
We
Getting
got
that.
club participation. We got
Yeah.
32 cars out here.
Yeah.
Hard to split $150 fucking 32 ways.
Right.
But let's try, goddamn.
You ain't lying.
I mean,
Well, thank for all the club members
getting
for
where you
coming
fit in.
out.
But I'm with you on, like, car meet vibes are better.
You know, same with car clubs. You know, like I've had many people like, "Hey, man, join my car clubs." Like car clubs are like early 2000s. I know that I'm friends with a couple people that are in car
There's
clubs
a few, yeah.
and main car clubs. Like Anna, she's a good person.
She's
I've
the
lined
best.
I've lined her car. I support her car club and everything like that.
Oh, yeah. Team
And there's-
Lowrider?
Yeah, Team Lowrider. Yeah,
Love Team Lowrider.
and
Love
then there's
Diana
other car
and
clubs out there.
Gabby.
I'm not gonna mention names, but they're prospects and
Say
they're
it.
bullshit.
Say it.
Huh?
Say it, pussy.
Man, I don't want to get in that fucking heat right now, man.
That's
I'm
all
like,
right. We all know what you're thinking. Yo,
you know what? Fuck
when
it.
I
Drindred.
said that shit, when I made that post the other day, what did I say? I said, fuck, I can't remember what I said about car clubs and fucking clapped out bullshit.
And I actually posted on that thing.
And I posted a gif of taxi car.
And I kind of felt bad because I know Anna's kind of post like I love Anna.
Yeah, I
she's
do
a great
too.
girl.
Oh, yeah.
And I support her car club. Like I said before, I support
Yo,
her
her
car
and
club. I
Gabby
start-
are two of my favorite people.
yeah,
in
and
the
I
car
support
scene.
everything they do
Yeah,
because they're actually about the car community.
yeah.
Then we got people like I'm just gonna say Ki
Oh shit.
Lorenzo.
Let's go.
He hasn't done shit in so long. It is what it is, and he wanted to pop off of the mouth several times, and when he was at Tire Kingdom back in the day,
You got beef?
hey,
Boy, do they.
I
sensed
am
it.
one to speak my mind. I don't give a fuck who you are.
Sure.
If you talk shit to me, I'll talk shit right back,
Yeah. No.
and I will confront you. Like I'll bring up many people tonight that that I've had beef with, and guess what? I'm very real cool with now.
Sure.
And if Lorenzo wants to come up to me and be a man and talk face to face, great. But if you're gonna sit there and talk shit behind my back, say it to my face.
There you go.
I don't want to say anything to anybody's face. I don't care.
Sure.
I had a problem.
That's how you have
I'm
to.
more worried about the man now than anything.
Well, you gotta be
His
able to.
health. God
You have to
almighty.
be able to talk to people. If you have an issue, confront the person.
Exactly.
Right.
Like I had a problem with Evo John, Jonathan Palmer, back in the day.
Okay.
Like back when Jack Street scene back in the day, and we were like, we
Why
hate
does
each
that name
other.
sound so familiar?
Like it was like pretty much the main group.
Wasn't
It's
he
back.
about
I think it's back in the
33 now?
MySpace days, almost in a way. It's kind of before like Facebook kind of like took a big launch.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like when we all like Street Fire, we're all talk shit on there, and we had Dewey, had Spanish, and we had a bunch of other people that were in the group. And this back when I had a Saturn too, back in the day. And me and Palmer hated each other apparently, and I apparently said some shit, I talked some shit, and I was hot headed back in the day.
Oh,
I was
we
a
were all
young,
younger,
I was a
too.
young kid back in the day, and like literally, I came up to a car meet that one night at Sonic. I literally saw his Evo. I knew he drove apparently, and I walked up to him and was like, "Hey, I'm Jason."
Yeah.
And dude, a little after that, we became cool after that.
Yeah, it's
I
real
confronted
life,
people.
Yeah. Sure.
And I confronted a lot of people that, if you have an issue, come talk to me. I will sit down. We can have a drink. We can talk. We can resolve it. I'm 36 years old. I don't need,
This
have so much
weird,
hatred on
like,
anybody.
Social
Right.
media and hostility shit.
And then
People take social media like it's real life, and it's not.
they do. And that's the biggest issue about that. It's like, I confront anybody. Like Palmer said, I would never touch his cars. I'll never work on anything. I told the Evo. I told the Supra. I told the show. And I've worked on all three of them.
Does he have a Skyline?
No, that's Kim. Kim has the R33,
Okay,
the
that's
maroon
what-
one,
That's
yes.
what I'm thinking of, yeah.
So, and then Dewey, I've towed his car a couple times. I've aligned his car. I've aligned quite a bit of people's cars on JSS. I've even towed quite a bit of people from JSS back in the day.
Right.
So, yeah, I may have been the hot-headed person that everybody hated back in the day. Yeah, I grew up. I became mature. I became respectable. I became somebody that's willing to give a helping hand to anybody who needed it.
Sure.
So, just like a couple years ago, I think it was 2019 when I went to SEMA, and this is probably going to spark some heads here in a few moments here. Let me get a drink for this
Fire it
one.
up.
This is going to be a good
Fire
one here.
away.
Drink that tea, my boy.
Sweet tea, guys.
I love these conversations.
So
You got any more drinks over there?
Yeah, just say what you
I
need.
might need some of those drinks out of this shit.
Say what you need. Here's something.
What's that truly over there?
That's empty, yeah. I got the last, truly.
So, we call it back in 2019. I went to SEMA, and that was the same year I was supposed to bring the 34 out there. That didn't quite make it, so I ended up going through anyways, just kind of spectating, supporting the people.
How
Participating.
big is that show?
It is very big. This year was not as big because a lot of the Chinese brands didn't come out, and Garrett didn't come out, Precision didn't come out. There's a lot of companies that did not come out. They actually bailed out last minute, or some people just didn't come out at all.
But like the main exhibition is just one part of SEMA, right? Like there's all these other.
You got North
Parking
Hall,
lots, right?
South Hall, Central Hall. There's two, I think, on Central Hall. South or Central Hall has 2 stories.
Isn't there like outside lots and
You
shit?
had outside the outside venue.
part of SEMA.
They have a new section now. It's called the West Hall that they were building last time. So, and then you had the white tent area that used to be there.
That bitch?
White tent
Yeah.
area.
So we had the
The whole bougie motherfucker.
All right.
they had the white tent area, which is now the
Credit score 700 or above.
well, actually the pad I was actually on for SEMA this year,
Okay.
and it was Ultimate Racing booth. So I participated out there. We'll get into that later on of how that all entailed there. But back in 2019, when I went out there for the SEMA show, I saw a blue 34 roll down on the way back, walking back to the hotel. I stay at the Stratosphere. That's like my place to stay. It's a mile away,
Okay.
good walking distance.
Sure.
Walk back to the hotel. So me and the wife were walking back to the hotel. I see a blue 34. I'm like, oh shit,
Right.
34, cool. I have one of those. Now I was in the process of building it. So I posted on Facebook. Everybody's like, hey, I know that guy. So they tagged the guy, and the guy actually reached out to me. I think his name was Michael. He actually reached out to me. He's like, hey, you want to come to a JDM party? I'm like,
Yes.
Yep.
okay, now you're sparking my attention. Okay, cool. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'll go out there. So me and the wife and my buddy Logan Sadler, which you guys know as well.
Hey,
And
Hey.
yeah,
hey, Mr. Canada.
yeah. So we all went out
That's
there.
where the White Sox come from.
So we hopped
White
in my.
Sox gang. He don't wear jorts though. That's all you, baby
I'm talking
boy.
about, yeah, I love these things. Comfy as fuck.
Right?
But
We're Gator fans, but we can't hide them.
Horse can't see me, dog.
so
Dun, dun, dun.
so we had got invited to this meet, and I was like, okay, cool, I'll go out there, whatever.
Sure.
I had my rental car at the time. I think it was either a Versa or a Sentra I had at the time for a rental car. Out in Vegas, it sucked.
Yeah.
Worst piece of shit in the world.
100%.
So we all ride out there. We park up in the spot, and I see a Supra out front, and I see a Kaslonic. There was a Kaslonic 32, and there was like another 32, and I finally see the 34 that invited me out, the 31. And okay, I see all the cars on the outside, and we start walking on the inside. I'm like, okay. I'm waiting for someone to start saying, don't say it, don't say it, don't say it.
Let it rip.
So,
Let it rip, take a chip.
oh, it's going for it. So I see a little Evo in the corner. I see RX-7. I see, a couple other cars, and I have a glance of a tag on the back. It said Top Rank. Me and him, we talked shit on Facebook back in the past, and we didn't really have any beef, but we kind of talked shit in the past. I personally had nothing against him at all, and we walked around. I see there's a 34. There's actually 2 34s there. There's a Motor X one and another one, and I'm like, okay. And I walk outside, and I'm like, I go find Michael. I'm like, I see Top Rank on all these tags. So, is Sean Morris here?
Where is he at?
And he's like,
Bring
yeah.
him to me.
He's like, yeah, this is his event.
Oh, shit. You're at his party.
My wife grabs a hold of my arm.
Uh-huh.
Logan looks at me and is like,
So who is this dude?
so Sean Morris was worked with Motor X back in the day.
I was like, you gotta give us a backstory.
So Sean Morris, is all about legal JDM cars and stuff like that. If you have a legal car, he likes to come for him and stuff like that from the past. And he just kind of like, everybody's kryptonite in the JDM scene. Me and him really didn't really have any kind of fallout or any kind of issues really at all. But, is this his name, his, character and stuff like that? I know a couple people probably blow my phone up probably early. It says, shut up, shut up, shut up. But it is what it is. Like I had no.
Sean Morris will never hear this podcast.
Oh, he's on my Facebook.
Okay.
So he's on my Facebook.
So he's listening to the podcast.
So he's probably listening to the podcast right now. Like I have personally nothing against the guy at all. He's never came at me physically or mentally at all.
Okay.
So I'm like, he's up right over there. So my instinct is like, I want to confront the guy.
Sure. Hey, how you doing?
You know, yeah, we talk shit on Facebook several times on a couple, page groups, whatever.
It's funny how people talk shit on social media, but fucking quiet as a mouse in person.
Dude, I walked up to him and I said, "Hi, I'm Jason."
Right.
And he kind of looks at me like he kind of knows me.
Wait a minute.
I was like, "Jason Garcia with the R33." He's like, "Do you want a drink?"
He got shorter. He's like,
"Do you want a drink?"
Yep.
I was like, "Sure." And he had like a couple of Japanese drinks that he had presented for the thing.
Or something.
So, and he was actually launching his company called Rent JDM. So he rents JDM cars from his facility, like 34s, cappuccinos, all kinds of rare JDM cars that he has at his facility.
Genius.
Yeah, in Vegas.
Yeah.
And all that, too.
So you can stunt.
So,
It's like the same company that damn rents nothing but Lambos and shit out there.
yeah. So,
all
would
you
you rather
hear
rent a
around.
Lambo or rent a JDM car? I'd rather rent a JDM car out there in Vegas. It's more cooler.
Sure.
So we literally talked there for literally almost an hour talking about all kinds of stuff. And it's like, are we cool? It's like, I don't want to, go back home and then it's going to turn into a fucking big old shitstorm.
Right.
Are we cool? He's like, yeah, we're cool. Cool. We'll leave it at that.
Sure.
I got no issue with you at all. You
So
never
what was his thing? He was like, was this thing like ratting out people who had illegal cars?
Apparently he does. That's, the story is on that.
Gray market bandit.
Kind of, yeah, but,
I didn't know people like that.
but he was in part of the whole
Hey,
Motor
Neil
X
Morrison's
scene.
a fucking rat bastard, boy. I swear to God.
Yeah.
But he was a part of the whole Motor X scene back in the day.
Okay.
So, Motor X was like the biggest company, back in the day that was
Right.
bringing all the cars that was crash testing one car and using it for all the other cars.
Sure.
So, he had his hands in all that. Which the main guy, he's still in prison, I think, for life.
Whoops.
So he's done fraudulent stuff with federal documents.
What's the guy? What's the other fucking guy that just? He was in Florida.
Grayson.
Not Grayson.
Oh.
No, not him.
We'll talk about that in a little bit.
We're talking about the guy who was importing cars.
This might take a while for that one here.
What was his name? Black Ops.
Black Ops.
Yes.
You're familiar with that guy.
Yes. Black Ops, John. I have personally nothing against it.
I think it might have been. Who was that?
There was a show in Daytona,
Tuner Evo.
and they came in and compounded the cars.
That red R30.
So we
They
get
impounded the cars there.
well. That's a whole deal with
That
that
motherfucker
thing.
went to jail. With this shit.
No, I didn't.
He got arrested.
No, he didn't.
They took his cars.
They took his cars.
Yeah,
Did
they
he get
impounded
arrested?
him.
So
John, wasn't it? John.
yeah,
already
John
got arrested.
Stagnita.
Yeah.
I know him for many, many years back when I had my Sylvia. I tried to get in with Black Ops when I had my
I tried
Sylvia.
to buy a car from him. That's why.
It's
I'm
like
big. That's why I'm
2013,
big.
like when I first met him and trying to hang out with him. But my Sylvia wasn't the coolest thing in the world
Okay.
for being. It wasn't a
It was a
Skyline.
converted.
It was your
It-
shorts,
yeah.
not the car.
Yeah, it was a converted over car. So it's like no big deal.
Sure.
But when I had a 33, it's like a different story.
Oh yeah.
He had an event out there. I think OSW.
Oh, you got an R33? Okay, your shorts are long. Come on.
Well, my car was stock at the time, and I literally drove around all around Jack's trying to find wheels for the 33, and then drove around Orlando. And my buddies over at Speed Zone had a set of wheels
Okay.
for my car. Yeah. I was like, sure, I'll be right over there. I'm gonna come get them.
All I gotta say, you're ballsy as shit because I know the tags you ride around with are not legal. How do you not get pulled
those
over?
tags
I
ain't-
have no idea.
I have legit
Those are for
tags
show.
for them. They're in the trunk. But
Some show tags.
yeah, show tags.
This bitch rides around with R33 and R34. I'm like,
Come get me,
bro,
motherfucker.
try me if you want.
He said, "Come
Actually, I
get
got pulled right down the road here. We'll get into that
Okay.
one. as well.
Get a gear disappear.
me." So, but you're cool with John, like over.
So yeah, I've been cool with John over the years. I actually talk to him every now
I
and
think
then.
when I first seen your car was at a Simply Clean, you had a bunch of Black Ops shit, like banner and all that kind
Yeah.
of shit on your car.
Yeah, I was in the booth right outside the pavilion thing, and I was hanging out with John. I think it was a 34 that was next to me, the white one, and that's actually the first R34 ever driven that day. It was the white one with the gold wheels, the Advan wheel, I think it was. So that's the first 34 I ever drove.
Okay.
So he actually let me drive it in the back parking lot. I was like, okay, cool. You know, I never drove 35.
Far.
So that got me hooked. So then I think I said in the video, I think I have my phone still. It's like, I need to get me one of these things.
Yeah.
And sure, a couple years later, guess what? I got me a fucking 34.
It's okay. I got this red one that I was supposed to sell to this lady in Pennsylvania.
So I've that whole situation that happened at Daytona. That was it was the
Somebody had to write him out.
Well, somebody reported the car stolen, right?
No. The people that John was like a broker.
Yes.
So he got cars from another company that to sell them.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he got more money when he originally offered for the car from what I gathered from all of it. So they wanted more money for the car. So they tried to extort John for that money.
Was it Rivsu?
No.
Fuck.
Oh, we can get to that one. That motherfucker.
Bro, I'm so lucky I got my parts from that motherfucker.
Oh, good lucky. He fucked over my Sylvia.
Oh my god, we could trade stories
When he
about
first,
that motherfucker.
when he was in a fucking little 3-car almost garage facility over in Sanford.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went to some place in the middle of fucking nowhere to get my parts for the car for the XB.
Close by the airport?
It was somewhere in they had 2 addresses. The second one I got, there was it wasn't the guy that owned Rivsu or his wife. What was her name? Emily or something?
Emily, yes. Not
It was
divorced,
some
but yeah.
other dude who had like an old Skyline.
Yeah, R31.
Yep, and he was like, "Here, man, like, go ahead and get your parts. Like, I'm just letting you get your shit. Like, I don't know what's going on. Like, they left town.
Oh no, that was when he went out of business.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
like, he was some fraudulent shit.
yeah.
I got my parts by like a week.
Yeah,
before they moved.
I gave him $5,000 for a bunch of stuff for the Sylvia, and it's supposed to be brand new parts. Gave me used Apex, FC Commander, used turbo, used manifold, and put all this stuff on, and the car didn't even run.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when it ended up over at the Fever place down there in Tampa.
Right.
And that's when I learned he had a 33, and that's when I got the 33 for that. That situation there.
They were a mess.
Yeah, hot mess. That place used to be packed.
I mean,
I'm really close with the tuner guy that tunes out of there.
Okay.
Like, I'm really cool with him. Martin, he's a great guy. Martin Sturrock,
I don't know if that was
RS Empathy.
Okay.
He does pretty much all the RB stuff. You know, he was like the main guy, you know, back in that time there. You know, there's many RB people now, but back in that time, he was the only one at the time. So he was actually building cars and building motors and doing tuning all at the same time.
Oh, shit. So
after all the shit happened between me and the owner of that facility there, he just went straight tuning, which is great, you know. I'm not getting too much into that, but fuck. I'm going to lose train of thought right there.
Right.
Got me going all over the place now.
But we're talking about Black Ops fucking getting fucking going out of business, Rivsu going out of business.
So the Black Ops thing is, you know, they the Kims were trying to extort John for more money for how much he got more money what he should have got for the car.
Okay.
You know,
And they didn't like it. They wanted a cut.
they want more of a cut. Oh, you got more money? I want more money.
Were
But
they
that-
out of Pennsylvania? Why is Pennsylvania?
Yeah, Pennsylvania. Yes, they were out of Pennsylvania.
They're saying that red car was supposed to be theirs or whatever.
The red and the blue car were both supposed to be theirs.
Okay.
But he sold both cars. He gave them both the money
Okay.
that they originally agreed upon.
Right.
But he sold for more money, so they wanted more money.
That's
And so-
not his fault.
Wow.
Well, no, exactly. It's not his fault. And then that's when they called the Daytona PD and came and took the red one.
Showed up at the show.
The blue one-
Like, yo.
I'm not sure where the blue one's at now. I think it's in California now, the blue one.
Okay.
Because it was both cars, the red and the blue car. So the red car ended up getting taken there, and then it got set at the facility for Daytona PD until they came down there and picked up the car and took it back up to Pennsylvania.
Right.
So,
And then he just kind of fell off after that. Like, I don't know if he's laying low or.
well, he just kind of does the media. He does the car cami. He does Tuners Invade over in Orlando at the parking garage over off International Drive. So I've been to a couple of those in the past. Like, a lot of people hate him. You know, he's never done me wrong, so I can't really hate the guy. I can't treat him any differently.
Yeah.
He's only treated me with respect, and I treat him with respect. He fucked me over. Guess what? I treat him like I treat Rivsu
Right.
when they fucked me over.
Trash.
Like, well, big time trash. Like, you know, Steve came out and ruined a lot of people's, you know, hopes and dreams. The 34s that were sitting at the port.
Oh, dude.
I think of the port. I think of Virginia for the make them legalized. I think Driven Motorsports got one of them, and the other two I think went to California. I think the Midnight Purple 2 ones, the 34s that were legal to be imported to the States.
Right.
And there goes Josh with the Haku that was here in town. That he's down, I think, in South Carolina now, and the red AZ1.
Okay.
Those two cars were the last two cars they get to the owners, and that's how I kind of really met Josh.
They moved to like Virginia or some shit.
No,
didn't
he
they?
hightailed to North Carolina or
North
South
Carolina.
Carolina. South Carolina.
Yeah. 'Cause
But
Emily was like, "Oh, we're actually moving, but I can bring you your parts."
Yeah,
I'm
they're
like,
moving locations.
Yeah.
But no, because they had a water leak in the facility, and they had all these other things that they kept saying that was wrong with their fucking facility, and it was a bunch of bullshit.
It was.
It was just the fact that he was he took everybody's money.
Oh.
That had cars that are sitting in Japan still to this day, probably. That
Like,
he never paid.
I tried to talk to their contact in Japan because that's who I would buy my parts from, and he would ship them over,
Yeah.
And he won't even return my emails to this day. If it says Rivsu, he just ignores it.
Well, Ritsu's gone. It's done.
But I felt so bad because when I showed up to get my parts, like they had a warehouse full of shit.
Yeah.
There was like 3 cars and then like just like boxes of parts.
I don't even know why I'm on this podcast. I cannot relate to none of this shit.
I mean, sure you can.
I saw what
You were at the Tenerife show.
I mean, I saw his car. I saw the cars getting pounded. That's
I'm gonna take a leak.
So yeah, we
oh baby bladder. Oh,
I will be right back.
So yeah, back to the whole Ritsu thing. He took everybody's money. He hightailed to North Carolina. He had an R35 GTR at the time, and he just went
those
ghost.
cars are so nasty.
They could be really nasty, but
Those some bitches
the
can
maintenance
move.
is fucking horrible on those damn things.
Really?
Like, I almost bought 3 when I was at Nissan when I was working at Nissan, and one so I guess an attorney guy owned it, and the whole passenger side was like all bondoed up.
Damn, really?
Yeah, he took out something on the passenger side and bonded the whole thing, and I was going to go buy it. I think it was 2012. It was a premium, and I was getting ready to do the whole deal, and we had to repaint the rear bumper because it had some stuff on it. So my paint got it. The paint got it. Did my 33 originally. He pulled the bumper off, and it was so much Bondo. You could see the layers. He had like the gauge thing you put on the
damn.
body. You see how fucked up the body was.
He must have nailed something.
Hard. So he paid out of pocket, so it wouldn't be on the Carfax.
Yep.
So we took the whole gauge thing all down. The whole passenger side was all fucked up.
Damn.
I was like, okay, I'm good on this one. I don't want this one no more.
Fuck that.
And then what they were asking for was a stupid amount of price. I was like, I'm good.
Because it wasn't on the Carfax.
Exactly. So the second one was a local person that had one. We were talking a deal for a little bit, and it wasn't right for me. And I was like, okay, I'll wait. So I ended up finding another one that we had at a dealership for a year and a half, sitting on the showroom floor. And I got him down to, I think it was like $85,000. I think it was a 2016.
Do they still make the? Do they still make that or no?
They have very limited on 2021. There's like maybe a couple hundred. I think it was for the 2021s. So it was a 2016 shown on the showroom floor. I think I replaced the battery twice on it because it was me and Chuck were the only 2 people at Nissan that were touching anything that had GTR name on it.
Yeah.
Like anything that's warranty wise had to go to Chuck. Anything that's transmission wise had to go to Chuck. Everything else, like other stuff, it would go to me because I was the only other person that was capable of getting it done when I was at Nissan. So, still talking shit.
Somebody else told me to say, fucking dope ass fucking weird.
So I was literally getting ready to sign. I was getting ready to sign papers for this 16 GTR that was sitting on the showroom floor for like a year and a half. I was like, okay. I got them down to, they wanted originally 105. I got down to 85. Yeah. So I got down to 85,000. I said, okay,
Fuck me. What kind of credit score do you have?
All of it.
I had pretty good credit score at the time.
Apparently.
So, and that's when
Some white people shit.
well, I was actually going to trade my Frontier. I had a Frontier at the time. I had a,
You gonna give him a damn poop baby for a damn GTR?
I was getting ready to my
I
little,
know what I have.
my little small
low balls.
tow rig.
Down payment.
But I literally signed up half the papers, and then apparently overnight they sold it that night.
Oh fuck.
So I came in the next morning, I was like,
Of course they did.
I was
Sold
like,
your
where the
car.
fuck's my car at? It's like, oh, we had a guy come in and he paid $96,000 for it.
Motherfucker.
Okay, well I was buying it for 85. You fuck.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay,
There's
I'm
no
done.
loyalty
I'm done
amongst
buying
these.
35
No
GTRs. I'm
loyalty.
done. I'm done with it. I'm not
it.
buying anymore. And it, cause I, pretty much got into really working on, really wanting a GTR when I started working on Chris Carby's GTR. When I think he did an intercooler kit on his car, and the car wouldn't start. So he called me up and said, "Hey man, can you come by and take a look at his car?" And I'm not sure what happened. I was like, "No, I'll bring my scan tool over there. I'll take a look at it."
Right.
And go to find out.
What's the code on it?
I was like, just tow it to the shop. We'll get it figured out. And go to find out it was a recall. It was a steering lock module.
Oops.
It was a recall, 2010.
Okay.
So I replaced that thing, and I was like, okay, that's when I started wanting a GTR 35. Like, love the way they sound, way they handle and drive.
Dope
And-
car.
Yeah, exactly. And then Steve Adolph kept bringing his GTR to me, and he kept letting me drive it, and I'm like, okay, I really want one. I was like, I got, if I start driving something enough and enjoy it enough,
If you want to start chasing something, let me ride your shit.
All right.
I was like, I just want to enjoy and drive it. So I really wanted a GTR. And then I started working on, Brian Mond's GTR, and I started working on many GTRs. So a lot of GTR guys kept coming for alignments and other stuff as well. I'm like, cool. I really want one. Then I
It's
kind
like
of,
the best of both worlds, right? It's like modern, it's fast as shit, it looks cool, like
Simple bolt on that car, make
Yeah.
scream.
so and then
big.
instead of buying the new GTR, I ended up buying a 2017 Titan. So I ended up trading my second Frontier I had in for a 2017 Titan. It was the first, because 16 was the diesel. They didn't have no gas for 16 at all. So I got the first 17 with the new body style. It's like, okay, it's a good new tow vehicle.
Gasser?
So I bought the
Came
20.
with the Cummins, right?
Or you bought the gasser?
Well, no, I was a gasser.
Oh, you bought the gas.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was a gasser. I didn't want the. So I got the 5.6. It's a great truck.
Is that when you first started getting into like the towing business?
That's kind of when I kind of almost started getting into the tow business. Like I towed my car around a few times,
You got
and
the fucking market cornered. It's crazy. Like everyone knows you and sees what you do, like the hustle that you have, and no one's trying to like infringe on it. Like you have, like
there's been a few people that tried. There's
no
few people
one's doing it like you do it.
like there's been a few
When
people
do you
that.
sleep?
We asked him that question when he
Well,
got here.
It was the first question you asked me when I first got here. I
Yeah.
was like, when do you sleep? It's like, I literally try and get in bed by 10 o'clock. That's like,
Bullshit.
Right? Like
If Khalil calls
well,
at 2
that's-
a.m., I see Khalil shit on the back of your
I'm
truck.
sorry, Khalil, but we are going to throw you in the bus on this one. But 10 o'clock, I try to be in bed by 10 o'clock. I'm literally up by every single morning by 5:15.
I'm not throwing away $200.
5:15, he gets up.
What?
5:15, I get up every morning.
What?
I'm out my house by 5:30. I'm at my work by 5:45,
Dealership opens
and
at 6.
we
right?
open at 6 o'clock. I'm ready to go. My toolbox is
How much
open.
coffee you drink?
None.
You a mother.
I don't
It's
drink
like
no
Red
energy drinks.
Bulls. What?
I drink no energy drinks at all.
What do you drink?
The Celsius drink is kind of like a healthy kind of a drink.
A beer.
Like AHA or some
No.
shit like that. Yeah, he's like,
Showing
No.
up a six pack. Let's get her done, boys.
It's a
that.
Celsius drink. It's like kind of like a healthy drink in a way,
oh,
and it kind of
Celsius.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. So
I've heard of those.
it's not really. It don't give you the jitters. Don't have the bull sperm, what they call it.
That's what I want.
I
Well,
can't-
bull dick.
I
Bull
can't.
dick gives me energy.
Nas and Monster used to be my drinks from the back in the time. And I started getting some heart issues, and I was like, I can't drink this shit anymore. And it's like it's
Red Bull and Jaeger, baby.
Jesus
like I
Christ.
spent all nighters at Nissan. Like I was glad when I left Nissan because I was spending all nighters at Nissan. Like, I'll get a phone call in the middle of the night like, "Hey man, I broke something on my car. Can you get it on the rack for real quick?" And I'm like, I'm literally laying in bed. I'm like,
Okay.
sure. Got cash?
Oh,
Sure.
my God.
Okay, let's do it.
You fucking-
And that's what paid for most of
Wake up
my
for
car
money.
parts is working up middle of the night. I was literally doing lines between 5 and 6, under the table at
You got
Nissan.
the keys to the fucking.
I had keys
place.
to the shop.
Yeah.
And my,
They're
my
like looking at their electric bill. They're like, why is our fucking energy
Fucking
spiking?
lights
at
never
5
go off in
o'clock?
this bitch.
yeah, right. And my old boss,
They go off for a whole 5 minutes.
my,
Fucking doing this stuff or waving in the corner.
well, the thing is, like my GM my old GM that used to be there, and my old boss, he used to be service manager there, Jason, was the coolest shit. He's like, if you do, I don't give a fuck.
Sure. Make
If you wanna work all night
slide
long,
me a fucking
Like
10,
they would
whatever.
have me like some customer work, and they need me to stay late to do it. Guess what? I stay late and do it.
Mhm.
Money's money. But hey, if I got somebody who needs alignment
true.
after hours or need a some bullshit stuff done on their car, guess what? I was there late, and a lot of people that are on my Facebook now will definitely vouch for me for this. Like I stayed late many nights, and my wife could vouch for it as well. I stayed late many nights all night.
I still got the divorce papers, motherfucker. I just got to turn them in.
How does that work? You don't have any kids,
No.
right? Okay,
I had no kids.
So she's
He
you and
has
the
an
wife.
R33 and an R34.
Yeah, you got 2 kids. She and the wife. She's like got to be super understanding of the situation.
She's very understanding. She knows I work. She knows I usually
you're
work 2
moving.
jobs.
You're-
Like since I
Dude,
turned
you
18.
hustle.
Since I turned 18, I was working 2 jobs my entire
Yeah,
life.
you
You
just
grind
going and
for
going.
sure.
But I mean, do you ever take time off from this stuff?
Oh, have you ever seen this motherfucker jet
Saturday,
ski?
usually
Well, yeah, but, like,
either
that's a
Saturday
day.
or Sunday. I try to take at least one day off. You know, a
You take
weekend.
vacations. Do you ever
Just-
take vacations?
I do, yeah.
Okay.
Well, SEMA, well, it's kind of mostly pleasure,
Right.
so mostly business and more than pleasure for
Sure.
SEMA.
Bitch, you was out there stunting. Shut up.
Yeah, but like
You ain't
take,
got a lot of us.
Dude, I was out there hanging out with Sun King at the Nissan booth. I was talking with the Nissan corporate guy,
pretend
trying to
like
work
we
some
know
deals
who
for
it is.
next year.
I mean, you act like we know who you talking
Who's
about.
that? Han?
Sun King, Han.
Yeah.
Han.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That was a fucking dart against the wall, like Han.
And I was hanging out with like multiple different people like throughout the entire event, and I even talked to
When you
1320.
talk to Hans, he's still eating like peanuts and shit when you're talking to him.
No,
That's
I,
his gimmick. He's
Dude,
always eating
he-
something.
like he was going over to, he was doing an interview at the time when I was actually talking to him as well, like outside his interview. But he was doing an interview for, I forgot what company it was, but he was talking about the entire thing of his car. Every part on his car, he knows exactly where that part came from. It came from South America, Indonesia,
all, huh?
China.
What does he got?
He's got a 240Z.
He does a lot of stuff with who's that big YouTuber out of fucking California? Hunt and Company.
Yes.
What's this guy's name? I can't think of his first
Like
name.
Ryan,
Hunt.
right?
No, it's not Ryan. Anyway, he does a lot of. He did a lot of videos with him.
Yeah.
He builds wild shit out there.
Yeah, he does. And, you know, that was mostly business more than pleasure.
Yeah.
Like,
But your wife will come out. She spent some time with you.
yeah, she
out
she
there.
flew out on Tuesday night, and then she spent Wednesday, Thursday, Friday with me.
Does she give a
Exactly.
shit about cars, or she's just like whatever you
Oh, she
like?
does.
Yeah.
Oh, no, she-
Okay. She's
like the
into it if
33
you're-
is like her car.
Really?
That is her car. I could never get rid of that car ever. So anybody ever gives me an offer,
Can she drive it?
no.
Technically, it's
you-
not
I
her
have
car.
not.
Yeah.
I have not taught her how to drive that car yet because that car is very rowdy. Because it made 860.
Well, we'll find out when you run that.
Oh, no, when
Supra,
it-
dog.
Oh, the new setup is pretty more
Okay.
rowdy now. So we're shooting for 1100. It's a 3.4 stroker.
Fuck.
It's RB30 block, but a 3.4 stroker from Brian Crowder.
Jeez.
So we're going all
This
out.
is the R33.
Yes.
Dustin better fucking strap in, boy.
See, I spent $2,500 last night on a plasma man manifold for that car.
Need no cracked air intakes and no slow
Yeah.
money.
Nah.
Yeah, fucking
So
turn
it's all
up.
billet. Everything's all. It's gonna be built nicely this time. So no cut corners, no bullshit. You know, me and
He's
Leah.
already done all the cosmetics. Now it's power.
Yes. So we have
dig
a
it.
company that deals with Real Street and also Titan down there down in West Palm that does all the machine work for those companies.
Sure.
So they're the ones that actually did the machine work on my block.
Real Street does a bunch of super shit.
Yes.
And Dustin's close to them too.
Yeah.
Um,
So
they know their shit.
yes, very well. So you know,
When this fucking race takes place, I want to be there.
I gotta know. Yeah.
You know-
somebody gotta give me the location.
yeah.
Let's go.
I like Dustin. You know, me and Dustin always joke around all the time, along with Brandon Lane as well.
Oh yeah.
You know, I've known him for quite a few years.
Hey, custom on that thing. boy.
Laney on the
Even before Dustin even had his shop.
Yeah.
You know, I did his alignment on the Supra. I think I stalled out one time, pulling from the surf drive into the lane. I think.
I would not let you.
Right.
I would, you would hear that every time I call you.
Oh,
What's up, Stolly boy?
well, him and Matt Watts. He had the red Supra that was in
3000?
town.
No.
Oh.
Matt with the red
No,
suit.
Oh,
no,
okay,
Matt with
I
red
think-
Supra. He's in Dutch.
But
He's in
damn,
Dutch
Mike,
Performance.
3000 watts? Hell yeah.
Like he had I think it was a tuning issue on
Chocolate
his,
food?
and I stalled out 2 or 3 times with his car trying to pull from the lane into the rack.
Ew.
And dude, I got so much shit from everybody in the shop. He looked at me like it's like no big deal. Like I know how to drive stick shift. I drive stick shift for all my life, pretty much.
Sure.
So
Yeah, one leg shorter.
I learned on an 84 tempo. Come on now. And yeah, it was. Me and Baker will definitely get our race. You know, we're pretty cool. I towed for him in the past as well, and I've aligned his car in the past as well.
I dropped my crown off with him Monday morning. I took my car over there.
Yeah.
And I was telling him and Brandon, you know, you were coming on the show. He's like, ask him when we're gonna race. I'm like, bet.
Yeah, as soon as I get this fucking car ready, man.
Yeah?
The car's been down since like mid-January, I think it was, when I finally
Oh, shit.
the
Damn, it's been
motor.
that long?
It's been that long.
Shit.
Well, you got 2 fucking builds. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, it was trying to find though the Brian Crower stuff took like 4 months to build pistons and everything, all that stuff for that car.
When did you decide? Okay, when was it available for you to get the R34? Like, how did that come about?
All right,
Because
so
like you had the R33s like for fucking ever. The next thing you know, you show up at fucking the thing at Nippon and the R34. I'm like, bruh.
well, you put out this beacon that was like, "Who's got an R34 for sale?"
yeah,
Yeah,
so
I do remember that.
He had like,
So
he said,
that
I
was-
got all my tow money. I'm
So-
ready to buy an R34.
Here's the bat signal. Where the fuck is it?
so the first 34 actually flew out to California for. So some people know about this.
What
Actually,
a cool story. I heard it earlier.
yeah. So I can't go into full detail on that one, but it's very interesting. I actually was looking for a 34, and I really wanted one. The last one I was trying to get from Black Ops, a year
Went
before
to
that,
Pennsylvania.
and I wasn't really in the position to really buy anything at the time.
Sure.
So I think I just bought the
Fuck
type.
you, window shopping?
I mean, maybe.
Well, I was always driving all those cars, all the 34s that were coming
I'm
there.
just here to drive your shit.
Well,
ain't buying
I
nothing.
was driving all those cars to the car shows.
Uh-huh.
Like I was driving the S15 that Adam Spangler had, the 3-tone one. I drove that one. I drove the other white one he had. I drove the many different 34s. Even my buddy Jason that has the blue Doloc 34. I drove that one as well. It's like I need my own 34. I need to have one. So
Did you have a preference at the time? Was like, I gotta have a fucking GTR, or it didn't matter? I
No,
got the body.
like,
the
I
rest
could have
you
bought.
just
I
want
could
a
have.
body
I could have bought a
style.
GTR,
Sure.
but I'm gonna make it rear wheel drive. I'm gonna make a single turbo.
Okay.
So the only thing that would be benefiting me would be having an RB26,
Mm-hmm.
based upon having an RB25. So with 25, you can still make the same power almost,
Right.
but
It's almost like. what
so
the
I'll be
GTR
taking
does
all
with
I'll taking all that
powertrain
all the
or
good stuff
whatever.
out that everybody else wants, and making it to a GTT.
Okay.
So I might as well buy a GTT, and build up from there.
Gotcha.
So, the first 34 I went to go look at was over in LA, and I talked with a famous person. He's probably on Facebook. I watch like, don't you do it, don't you do it. I'm waiting for the
I'm just gonna go at.
get it nuts. So I'm just
Big
make sure my
famous
phone.
motherfucker. Go ahead and drop that name, boy. I want to hear this.
Well, I literally talked to him for like a week, and we came to agreement to a certain price on the car. And
Please tell me it was who was it?
Can't say.
I can't say. So he's probably chiming in, trying to look and see if I throw his name out there. Cause
You can't say this.
Oh, okay.
yeah. So I fly out there. I take the time off. It was a Friday and Saturday, so I drove down to Orlando, flew out there. But before that, the entire week I was talking to him, he's like, "Oh, I'll ship it out to you. No big deal. I'll ship it out to you." My wife looks at me like, she looks over at me and is like, "No, you better go fly out there and go look at it, make sure it's a fucking decent car before you buy that car." I was like, "Well, he's famous. I don't think he would fuck me over." And like, then I'm being naive and
That's
stupid.
why they would
He's
fuck
known
you.
for that super though.
Yes. So I was like, I really want a car. I think it'd be a half a decent car. So I fly out there. I better judgment, listen to her, my wife. She talked some sense into me quite a bit, and I fly out there, look at the car, rent the car, had a stay at the Hilton down in downtown LA for the night. Next morning, I get there at like 8:00 in the morning, like he told me to. Get to the car. Car's not what it looked like. Car didn't start. Battery was dead. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, I'm already. I see it, a Crown over here. I see a Mark II over here. I see a yellow R32 over here. I see S15 over here. Ford R33 over here.
These are all his cars.
These are all cars from, I guess.
He's trying to like flip.
Yeah,
or
he
whatever.
flipped. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm like, I'm sorry, asking questions.
Is that what he's doing out there?
Yeah,
Because I
Well,
know
he
I
was.
know the other thing that he's doing.
yeah. That's what he was doing out there.
Fucking driving
So,
drunk.
so I'm like, okay.
Driving drunk.
That too.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, let's get this car started. So he puts a jump box on it, starts up after a couple tries.
All right.
I'm like, okay, the mileage is not what he originally told me to. I was like, okay. And I'm dealing with his friend, not him, that lives in that house. I guess he has roommates. So I was like, okay, whatever. So we finally get the car started, and I drive it. I
Let's
get
get out of Texas. Did you see his sister?
no. His sister's in Miami.
You should have went to Miami to get the car.
What car was it? I went to Miami too. I was like, fuck this car.
Fuck this car.
So,
Come here, big bitch.
Choke slam me, bitch.
so I literally, like, I spent like 30 minutes going over the car, looking at everything, and I seen all like paint peels on the mirror. The mirrors like had like yellow paint behind
I
it.
bet it had yellow on it.
And I'm like,
Bet it
red
was yellow and red.
Catfish your ass all the
I'm
way
like,
to fucking
okay,
LA.
and all the body, it was had dings dents here and there, and it had paint like flaws. Like the pictures he sent me looked nothing like the car when I saw.
She probably sent you photos of that motherfucker from 10 years before.
Probably,
Something.
most likely.
Before it came in.
So I finally, I was like, okay, I'll give you the money. I'm gonna drive around the block. If this car ain't good, guess what? I'm coming right back.
Right.
Car had no gas in it either. The gas light was fucking on. So in California, gas was fucking expensive regardless of.
Sure.
Even nowadays, it's still fucking expensive. But before, it was still expensive. So I put like 5 gallons of premium in that bitch, and I go down the road and I hit one bump and the car shuts off. Shuts off. I think it was on Highway 5, and I hit another bump. Car
came
shuts.
back on.
Well, I'm still in gear, so I popped the clutch and it comes back on.
Right.
I was like, okay, maybe electrical issue.
Fluke.
Yeah. So by the time the 5th time, I hit a hard bump and the car was like, I'm going 50 miles an hour. I'm going under the speed
Quit
limit.
hitting bumps.
I'm trying to avoid them. It's Highway 5.
Right.
So I hit a bump. I go up and I felt the whole car like bottom out. I'm like, this thing's a pile of shit. And the car wouldn't start back up. So I'm calling him up. I'm like, hey.
Come bring my money. Come get your car.
I was like, dude, this car is not starting. The car ran fine for me. I was like, how much did you drive it? I drove around the block. That's all you drove it?
We driving to Florida, motherfucker. Like this bitch.
I was
gotta
like,
run, dog.
and I was planning on driving around to make sure it was gonna be a good car. I was gonna go to Fast and the Furious house, do a couple pictures there.
Sure.
Do a big, reveal like, hey, I bought me a 34, guys. Fuck you guys.
Sure.
And I didn't even make it there. And I was sitting on the side of the road for like literally 15 minutes trying to get the fucking start.
Couldn't get it to start.
I'm sitting there fucking banging around the engine bay.
I'd have tried.
What
I've been
could
trying
I
to find somebody I can hit with it.
And then finally it starts up. And I get it back. He's like, just bring it back to the house. I'm like,
Don't
okay.
worry.
I'm bringing it back to the house.
I'm on my way. I have
and-
my money ready.
Well,
Keep that attitude. Keep that same energy when I get there.
well, his front of his house
get
is
the
like
fucking
on the
leg
main
drop.
street. So the back of the
Get in that
house
big boot,
is
boy.
the back of the house is down the alleyway.
Right.
So I had my Altima I rented that day, and I had to go around the back alleyway, and then the car literally shut off as I'm pulling to the fucking gate. I'm like, this ain't gonna work, man.
Yeah.
Ain't happening.
Yeah. Give my money.
I was like, fuck this shit. I don't want this car no more. Well, why don't you pick up one of the other cars in the lot there? I'm on the phone. I was like, nah, dude. That R30 looks like shit. The S15's the seats are fucking torn to hell.
Oh, that's
The
not why I
paint's
came
fucked
out
up
here.
on that car.
I
It's like the only car that was halfway decent on that lot was the Crown, and that was the roommate's car,
Right. He's not for sale.
and not for sale.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I
okay,
flew
whatever.
out here for an R34, bitch.
Yeah, I'm
Leave
like,
it
okay.
With a broken heart. Goddamn.
So I was pissed off. I got
I'm
my
using all this money to drink.
Right.
so I got my Altima, and I drove down to the beach. I went down to the Jupiter's, that restaurant where they did the last scene for the Ferrari and Super scene. So I went down there,
off
hung
the
out there
side
for
of
a
the
few
road.
minutes. Yeah. So I went down there, and that was like an hour and 20-minute ride.
More than you could afford, pal. Ferrari.
That's a long ride from where the Fast and Furious house is to that restaurant.
Is it?
It's a long drive.
But it's iconic and shit. What's that? Is that you?
What the hell?
That ain't me, my boy.
That just came out of nowhere.
That is
Oh,
wild.
lovers and friends, boy.
Is that what, when people need a tow, that's what pops up?
Yeah, Lauren's
That's
friend.
probably Khalil.
Sorry, Chloe, you're fucked for a little bit. So I drove there, went there, and I flew back, and then not getting into full details of what happened after that, but
Did he call you? Hey, brother.
no, I got
another one.
You could tell.
I could tell at a certain point, but he accidentally texted me and said it was a broker, and some stuff was on there.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna leave it at that. And I was like, okay, we're done here. So I was pissed off.
Tell me off the air.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was like September when I went to go look at the car, and I gave up for a while. I was pissed off for several months. I had all this money in my bank, ready to buy a car.
And you're like, fuck, I'm trying to do this. And
I was trying hard to do this, and I was.
So where did you find the one that you have now?
This was up north, wasn't it?
Yes, and that was another ordeal.
Oh, son. Pennsylvania? Or
Every
somewhere?
interaction I have was like, there's always been some
You just
shit.
couldn't be
With it.
happy with a fucking Corolla, huh?
Nah.
It's this car. There's a stigma attached to
Yeah,
this
anything to a
car.
Skyline has some kind of fucking attached to it.
Yeah, like,
So-
like if you're the doctor.
It comes with a whole lot of fuckery and it comes with a whole lot of clout.
So I stuck all that money back in my bank accounts and like, okay,
Diana, did you-
I'm gonna sit on it for a while and I'll see if I find another one. And then another one came about. It was up in Pennsylvania.
What's this about?
So I talked to the guy, and actually, as funny as actually, I went to go rescue him off of 301 when he had to go pick up another JDM car at 1ASX. Dave Hershey. I'm throwing his name. I don't care.
Okay, shout out Hershey.
So
love
he was
Hershey.
Blackout Motorsport, I think was the company's name at the time. So he was bringing a 1ASX back, and my buddy Frank down in Orlando, High Rev, he's like, "Hey man, do you mind helping out?" Sorry, Joseph, I can't help you out. He's saying, "Yo." So
Tonight.
not tonight. So
Contact Levi Hawk. He's got a truck and trailer.
So I helped him out get his blown head gasket. He had a blown head gasket, and I rinsed it out. And, like I took a hose. He was just stuck at the gas station on 301, so he was trying to get back out of Pennsylvania. It's like, don't act do is flush out all this stuff out and put water in there and put some coolant in there and get you. You start seeing overheating, you pull over and stop, let it cool down.
Wait for fucking 3.5 hours.
And he got back home. I got him home.
Right.
So I helped him out. So he reached out to me and he's like, "Hey, I got a 34. Or my client has a 34 that just came in." I was like,
On my way.
I'm like, okay, this is like mid-December. I'm like, okay, well, let's talk some numbers here. Let's get something going.
Yeah, what do you want?
I got money in one hand, dick in the other. What's
I
up?
said, I got money in account, so what are we talking here? So he, came with a price, was in my range,
I got some Bitcoin. If you
and I had money to buy a GTR if I wanted to.
Okay.
But I would have had no money to spend money into
I
the
got
GTR.
wrecked.
So we'll get into that in a little bit. So I, talked deals. We're like, okay, well, I'm going on vacation at the end of the month in December for New Year's. We're planning on going to D.C. I was going to take my parents up there. They haven't been to D.C. since they were kids. I was like, me and my wife, my parents, like, why not?
Go see the sights. Yeah.
Yeah.
You
You haven't been up
packing
there?
up all y'all's jorts and just heading up there and
Damn right.
meandering around.
I wore shorts the entire damn time. I never wear pants. You never see me wear pants. Shorts year round, snow and all.
That's it, huh?
George King.
That's
right there.
Buddha's that way.
So
Who's George King? George. Oh, he said George King. I'm like, who the fuck is
No,
George?
George King.
Yeah.
King of jorts.
Buddha's like shorts all year. Hoodie,
Same.
shorts.
That's me.
I
Fam.
hoodies.
I'm
eh,
like right
sometimes.
now, I'm sweating.
I was in jeans today. Well, you wearing fucking
Yeah.
gray shit? You're showing off your fucking.
Look like you got fucking leggings on.
You're
It, that damn-
showing your shit off for Brandon Lane, dude.
Quit looking at my goober.
So I ended up, working a deal. I was like, okay, well, I'll be up there, but just before New Year's.
Oh, Virginia, Pennsylvania. What's the difference?
It's like, Pennsylvania. It's like it's only like 2.5, 3 hours away.
You drive through 3 states in 10 minutes in that one little area.
So I literally worked a full day shift of work, and I was like, okay, fine. When I get off work at 6,
Mhm.
I'm gonna go home, shower up, and get ready to head up that way. So I took
But you're not going up the street, my boy. You're going 13 hours.
10 hours. So with all the gas stops, I got into just outside of DC by like 6:30 in the morning, roughly.
Jeez.
After all the stops, my parents, they're older, so they had to go to the bathroom a little more often than I do.
Right.
So I had to stop.
Piss your pants, Gertrude.
I think I stopped in. I think it was in North Carolina. I had a big chair at one of the gas stations.
Yeah.
So, and then we, keep on trucking right to this outskirts of DC. I'm like, okay, I let him know I was on the way. It's like, cool. I had the car here ready to go. Cool, great. I'll be up there in the morning. I had to cash in the truck. In the Rams, we had that little compartment
Right.
underneath the back seat or underneath the behind the driver's seat, that little storage compartment.
Mhm.
I had a big chunk of cash sitting in that compartment there. The entire trip was.
My man got brick.
Oh, it was bricks.
Yeah.
It was bricks of cash. So I was ready.
Son, are you a drug dealer?
If a couple of me probably thought I was a drug dealer. I had my gun on me. I had my money on me. And I was ready. So at 6:30 in the morning, I was like, I sent a courtesy text like, hey, I'm like several hours away. I'm letting you
For
know.
breakfast, I'm on my way.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop by the hotel, check in, get everything situated, and
Right.
and
Put these old people to bed. I'm coming to get my car.
yeah, I think I have my I think I had my dog Carbon that first year too as well. So his little puppy too. So we had him in the truck.
Of course, your dog's name is Carbon.
Oh yeah, little corgi named Carbon.
How original.
Well, she got the dog. She wanted a dog.
Right.
And I said, if you get a dog, so I was not a dog person whatsoever
No?
at all. I had two
You need to
cats.
Get out.
You had a dog. Did you have the dog at Winterfest that year?
I don't think so.
No? I want to say.
He's 3 years old now. So if it was,
Yeah, it couldn't have been. It must have been 4 years. Yeah.
yeah, no, we only had him for like almost 3 years
Okay,
now.
Maybe not.
So I was not really. I'm happy to pet a dog, pet you and stuff like that, but I give you back to you.
No.
I just don't like dogs in my face, look at me and shit like that. Not happening.
Right.
So she
You
wanted a
wouldn't do
dog.
well with kids, my boy.
So that's why I don't have none.
We'll get to that one
That
later.
man's pull-out game is strong, son.
So
Carbon condoms. We ain't gotta worry about that.
Carbon everything. So I get in there. I send him a text, like Chris text, hey, I'm a couple hours away. I'm gonna check in a hotel, get breakfast. Give you time to get up and ready, whatever. He texts me like, oh, I had to move my girlfriend out overnight. I was like,
Okay.
at 2:00 in the morning, you knew about this. I'm like, you didn't call or like a courtesy text, like
Anything.
your girl's getting evicted from her house, and you gotta let me know that hey, you have some stuff.
I'm
Going
driving from Florida to buy this
Yeah, I'm
car.
10 hours away from home.
Right.
Like, I'm ready to get this car. He's like, well, if you want this car, you got to go to Connecticut.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
He moved her from Pennsylvania to Connecticut.
Well, no, he went from Connecticut. He was moved from Connecticut to Pennsylvania.
Oh.
So the car was on his trailer, on this two rusted out piece of shit trailer.
Jesus.
Pulling, I think it was F-250 that he had. And I was like, dude, what the fuck? I was like, I'm not driving another 3 hours. On top of the 3 hours, I got to go to Pennsylvania
Right.
to get this car. Not for the price we talked
I'm
about.
on vacation, goddammit.
Like, I came here to Pennsylvania to pick up this car and enjoy my vacation in D.C.
Sure.
He's like, well, if you want the car, you got to go to Connecticut. And I was pissed. I made a post on Facebook, and
Could you imagine?
it blew up. So my buddy Frank, down in Orlando, he's like, hey, I got a guy in West Palm that has a black 33 as well. So I'll try to see if I can get in contact with you. I was like, okay, cool. Let me know.
33 or 34?
34.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there, my parents are, we walked around the Smithsonian. We went to the Lincoln Memorial. I was literally sitting on the steps on the phone with the guy. The guy finally called me about the other black 34. And the other guy's trying to redeem himself on my Facebook. I'm like, I'm ignoring the fuck out of him because I'm like, I'm pissed.
Oh, yeah.
I drove 10 hours, and I got another 3 hours left to pick up this fucking car.
Such a reflecting pool. Fuck this motherfucker.
Oh,
Lincoln behind him.
I was at the reflecting pool like motherfucker. I was pissed.
My family's trying to have a good ass time. It's like, this goddamn car.
And my parents and my
I
wife.
agree.
Right?
Well, my parents and my wife are walking around the Lincoln Memorial taking pictures, and and they're enjoying themselves. And I'm sitting there,
You're not participating.
I'm fucking pissed. I'm like, I want a fucking 34 now. And I'm like,
I can see it now. That motherfucker, hey man, come get your car. It's in West Palm Beach. Get y'all's asses in the truck.
We're leaving.
Wrap
well,
it
the thing
up.
is, I talked to the guy.
Vacation's over.
We agreed upon a price, but the guy was out of town till Monday. And I think it's like a weekend. It was like a Friday, Saturday. Oh, it was New Year's that year. And it was like Monday, he was going to be back. I'm like, okay, cool. If you tell me done deal, it's a deal. I'll say, fuck this other guy. I have cash in my vehicle right now to pay this for this 34.
Sure.
And it's another black one because I really want a black one.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted. And
Does it really matter? Because you're going to put fucking carbon fiber on anyway.
well, when you pop the hood and the door jams,
So
stuff
you
like that,
knew
it
that
already
was gonna
blends
be
in.
the route you were going to go.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was already planning on going full carbon.
Yeah.
Full retard.
Full retarded, all right. So I was like, okay, cool. I'm going to go for it. And he's like, I can't give you a definite answer at the moment. It's like, I
What
was
does
like,
that mean? Like,
I was like, dude, I'm
you
saying,
want to sell the car or not?
I'm at DC right now. I'm ready to give you fucking money right now for this car.
there's going to be another sniper incident if you don't sell
I'm agreeing. I'm agreeing to what you want for this fucking car. Either you're gonna sell it or you're not gonna sell it.
Right.
I said you got an hour or two to sell or call me back. Let me know.
You got an hour or two or three or four. God damn it.
He never called me back.
But I hope you got
He called me back like 3 weeks later.
Oh, shit.
He's like, "Hey, you still want this car?" I was like, "Fuck no, I already got one."
Yeah. I'll buy it for half off.
So,
Motherfucker.
and I think I was sitting at we ended up spending the rest of the day in DC, and
You mad as a motherfucker.
I was mad as a motherfucker. I was at Longhorn in DC, or I think it's Arlington, or I think it was somewhere in DC. I was getting right around the corner from a hotel, and I was fucking drinking. I was
Fuck this
pissed.
cemetery. Fuck this fucking monument.
Fuck this president. Fuck what?
Yeah, I dropped the trailer at the hotel, and I took the truck to the thing. I think I had the first Ram, the black Ram I had, the 1500, and I was so fucking pissed. And I was like, and finally he messaged me like, all right, if you come to Connecticut tomorrow and pick up this car, I'll give you this price here. I was like,
Huh. Family? What do you think?
so it's
Who wants to make this right?
it's like 6:30, 7 o'clock at night, and I'm like, I haven't really slept that well since the first the morning time when at all.
Fuck, it wasn't another 3 hours.
Six.
At that point.
It was 6.
Oh,
From
3 there and 3
six-
back.
No, 6 total
3 to
from
PA
DC
and 3
to
Connecticut.
Connecticut.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's up in Connecticut. So I'm like, oh shit, this is gonna
I was gonna
suck.
visit
And
a friend's house while
I was
you were
like,
there.
okay, well, I say if you're gonna agree to this price, if I'll be there around 1:30, 2 o'clock, roughly, as long as I don't hit any kind of traffic, any kind of bullshit going through New York at night. And he's like,
Dead ass.
fine,
Duh, spring
I'll be there.
tumbling.
I say if you don't show up,
I'll kill your whole family.
I'm gonna lose my shit. I'm gonna fucking.
You better have a VPN because my fucker run your IP address and I will find you.
Well, I had the gun in the other side because I don't want to have it on me. I had it on the other side of the storage bin in the truck.
Well,
I had a
especially
cash.
through New York,
I had
yeah.
the bricks of cash in this storage bin on this side over here, and it was in the 30s. It was $30,000 in my truck.
Yeah.
So I wasn't gonna go without something
Sure,
with
you
me
gotta keep
with that kind of money.
Keep that thing on
Keep
you.
that thing on you for
Oh,
sure.
I'd fucking
So
take,
I
I'd take
was-
a gun to the fucking corner store. I don't give a shit.
So and finally we agreed upon it. I was like, okay, I'll be there at 1:30, 2 o'clock tomorrow. Just be there with the car. Don't bullshit me this time.
Right.
And I show up at like 1:25 the next day.
I
And
mean, always
we
early.
stopped a couple of spots that I've stopped in the past for when I did my toes up there. I was like, okay, it's a cool place right here. We'll stop here and stop here, kind of
ESPN
prolong the time.
headquarters.
So I'm there right at 1:30.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I show up 1:30. I call him. He don't answer.
Oh, bro.
So I'm fucking fidgeting so bad. And there was actually everybody,
right?
the whole family.
Oh.
They're all like,
My wife was in the back seat. My parents in the back seat. I'm
Worst
fucking.
vacation ever. I'm
Um,
never vacationing with you, Jason.
yeah.
I'm like fucking
buying a
livid
car.
at the time, and he's not answering the phone. And they really did get evicted from the house
Oh,
because there was the landlord that was there was like eyeballing me and like asking what I was doing. I was like, I'm here to pick up a
I'm
car.
here to fucking buy a car or beat somebody's
And-
ass. One or the
And
other.
finally he answers.
Could be your ass.
Finally he calls. He's like, I'm at the fucking house. Where the fuck you at? And he's like, I'm really late. We're running back from Connecticut or somewhere else.
Pennsylvania or somewhere.
Pennsylvania. He's running somewhere.
Yeah,
He's like, I'm on the way with the car right now. I'm like, okay, cool. Where do you want me to fucking meet you at? Because there's no really for me to load a car on this dirt fucking patch of road here to the house. It's like we're off the main road. And then it's like a dirt road to the house. I was like, is there another place? Like,
some
we can
wrong
meet.
turn shit.
It's like, we can meet at Kohl's up the road. It's like, all right, cool. What's the address? It's like, well, it's Kohl's up the road. And I was like, okay, which Kohl's? Well, make sure I have the right same fucking Kohl's that we're mentioning here.
Google Pen, drop one.
This is fucking Connecticut.
So,
Could be
it's
a lot
like-
of things.
So we agreed to be there like I think 2:30 in the afternoon. I was like, okay, cool. I'll be there at 2:30.
This is another hour.
He's fucking.
Yeah.
Jason shows up
So-
2:25.
So I'm like, I pull up there. I pull in the back parking lot of Kohl's. My wife, my mom go into Kohl's. They go, do
You
their thing.
really need to drink coffee.
Me and my dad were sitting there, in the truck, waiting for this guy to roll up. Finally, at like 2:45, he rolls up. The busted ass, rusted out F-250 and a rusted out trailer.
Oh shit! I thought you were gonna say
And the
rusted
black
out
34
fucking
still in the
34.
back. I was like, okay, they got to take a picture like behind the taillight. That's like my first picture, like kind of like,
This is it.
this is it. I
Yeah.
finally got my hands on a fucking 34. And we started counting the cash. This motherfucker dumb as fuck because he couldn't count cash to save his damn life.
Oh shit!
I counted this thing like maybe 10 times before I even, got to the location.
Right, you knew what it was.
Yeah. So
Did you
apparently,
short him? I'd have shorted him.
fuck no.
Shut up.
No, I gave him the exact right amount that we agreed upon. A couple bills got stuck to each other. It's like, oh, you're like $2,000, $2,200 short. I'm like,
That's a lot.
the fuck I am.
Yeah.
I counted this shit many times before I left the hotel.
Yeah.
I even wrapped up in rubber bands
Yeah, if you're fucking
in
bands,
stacks for you,
yeah.
make it easier for you. So, as I, finally, after the third time of him counting, we counted together. I literally almost had to hold his hand and count the money together.
Right.
And we,
10 bands.
so I counted the money and we're okay. Fine, we done the deal. So, me and my dad touched over around the block before I actually gave him the cash as well. Make sure the car didn't shut off on me like the last one did. Make sure the car ran and halfway drove decent.
Yeah.
So, he had my truck and everything, so I couldn't really hightail with the car.
Right.
So, kind of trust factor there. And finally, we agreed upon everything, got everything counted out. I loaded the car up, strapped everything down. Parents start walking back. It's like, this is what you wanted? I'm like, yes, this is the fuck I wanted.
Finally.
Only took a couple tries, but yes, this is what the fuck I wanted. So, we ended up taking the car back from Connecticut back to D.C., get back to the hotel, and
Can we finish our vacation, Jason? Can we?
yeah, I told him,
Can we go to Smithsonian?
Right.
Please.
I was like, this is purely business right now.
Right.
If we're doing nothing but the car stuff, this is what I came up here for. So they already knew. They're not really gonna complain
You
about
didn't
it.
come for us? Yeah.
They got a free trip, free hotel,
Right.
free gas. I pay for everything.
You have to go to a Kohl's.
The only thing they had to pay for is
You
their
gotta
own
go to
food.
Kohl's in Connecticut.
But when I go on trips, I kind of offer, if I go out long distance, something like holiday wise, I'll offer my parents to come with me.
Sure.
And most of the time they come with me. They like to explore some of the adventures I do. Like my dad, he'll go on some of the tows I go with. If I do like a long tow somewhere in Texas, Connecticut, I ask my dad, hey,
how the
He's
fuck
down.
do you get time off from work to do these damn things?
I do these on the weekends usually.
Oh, okay.
I literally leave Friday night after work. I'll go to Connecticut and back. Like if I don't have
Wild to me.
if
You
I
got
don't have
way
a car in the
more
back of
drive than I got.
if
don't
I
wanna
don't
go
have
to
if I don't have a
Orange
car in the back of the trailer, I'll let my dad drive a little bit. But if there's a car back on the trailer, I'm responsible. That's in my insurance. I'm covering it. So I'm gonna be the one responsible driving this truck with a vehicle in the back.
But at least you got like company.
Yeah,
with you,
company's
you know
always
what I mean?
great. My wife comes with me every now and then for some of the long distance tows like that. We'll sometimes bring the dog with us if we can't find my sister to watch over the dog while we're gone.
You don't get tired. Like you drove to fucking L.A. like fast.
Yes.
Like
Well,
how long did it take you?
it was like 38 hours, I think, straight
my-
straight drive.
Broadway.
From Seaman was in Vegas,
But you went to
but
California.
you went to
first.
California
I went to
first.
California. I took I-10 straight out.
Dude, you see it happen like on our timelines and shit. I'm like, I've slept 3 times, and he like,
Yeah.
what?
So
He's
I'm ready to take a nap now.
He's still driving. Like,
so
it doesn't
Did you
phase
just drive straight from L.A. to work?
yeah. Well, no, Vegas to work.
Fucking-
I got back at like 3.
He just pulls up like, "What's up, mother?"
So-
I got back at 2 o'clock in
Yeah,
the morning.
a lot of
After SEMA, I got back at 2 o'clock in the morning.
yeah.
Slept for 3 hours and went to work the next day. I was supposed to be off that full day.
Kiss my ass.
And if I didn't, I would have made like 20 hours at work. I would have missed out 20 hours I would have made. Turned hours.
Do you go to the doctor ever? Do they check you up? Like,
You check your heart?
Does the doctor look at you and go, "You're fucking
I've
normal"?
been a doctor
Like,
fucking forever.
like,
I avoid the doctor like
you
a plague. That's why I
healthy?
stay rich.
yeah,
They ain't taking my money.
Fuck.
Damn,
So back to the 34, getting it. Load a car, bring back DC, went back to hotel. I went to sleep after that. I was tired.
Well, you
man.
have
Well, I
to.
bet.
I was
You had your baby. You're good.
yeah.
Did you sleep in the 34?
No, I backed into a corner spot. It was a nice hotel too, but you couldn't really stay in DC because there's no real any trailer spots to park your truck trailer, and truck's too tall, can't fit in the underground. Most of the DC's underground parking.
Right.
So I
If you go to D.C., you stay out of
Yawns.
the southeast quadrant.
yeah. So
What happened?
I think we stayed. I think it was Arlington, right outside DC is where we stayed at.
Okay.
So back to the truck trailer in the corner, so nobody could really steal my trailer or my truck or anything. I wedged in there really good, so you're not getting that motherfucker. So the next morning, we're like, okay, we're gonna plan to go to the White House area, Capitol Hill, whatnot, and we did. We took the truck trailer in the car. We found
Took it with you everywhere.
took it with- well, no, we took it on the back road. We found a couple
these are
streets
my
down
sight.
from the Capitol Hill.
Right.
And we unloaded the 34. It's like, if you guys want to stay with the truck, go for it. I'm taking the 34 around. I'm going in front of Washington Monument, going in front of the White House. I'm going in front of Capitol Hill. I'm taking pictures in front of all this shit. No tag at all.
This fucking
No
vacation
tag.
just became about a 34.
Oh my lord!
So I
You never got pulled over.
no, I drove around with a 34 with a tag on like a fake tag on the back because I didn't have a tag at the time.
Right.
So I literally drove around DC with no tag on the back, pretty much, and
Car ran fine.
ran fine. And I went in front of the White House where you're able to get to,
Right.
and the backside of the White House where you're able to take pictures of the background, 34 in the background, Washington Monument on the other side.
Get a picture of the first dog back there taking a shit.
He did take a couple shits.
Went to the fucking.
Well, no, he didn't go to that part there. We kind of left him at the hotel.
I'm talking about the first dog.
The president's kid.
dog.
Oh,
President's
yeah.
dog.
Oh, that's when Trump was in office. So that's
Oh, he wasn't. He didn't have a dog. I don't think.
no.
Yeah. He didn't
Too
need a
rich
dog.
for one.
He didn't need a dog.
So he we
That's my dog.
so we took pictures of the car in a couple different spots. And my
I bet
wife.
you had drew on attention like a motherfucker.
Oh, I did. My wife and my mom was in the back seat. Me and my dad in the front seat. And if you go back in some of the pictures of the 34 when I first got it, you'll see my dad like leaning forward trying to avoid the picture.
Well, we didn't want to be in the spotlight.
Well, I told him, I was like, hey, duck down because I want to try and get you in a picture and whatnot.
Right.
So I got a good picture of the 34, like literally a day after owning the damn car, backdrop. And the Secret Service people were giving me thumbs up as I was driving by. So I was like,
Well, that's all right. I
okay,
appreciate that.
this is kind of cool.
We
You
got
know?
ushered out. We pulled up. This was a long time ago in front of fucking what is it, 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue,
Yeah.
where the White House is. My aunt had like a black Suburban. She pulled up to let us see it and shit. Secret Service were there like that. You can't stop here. You can't stop. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, what are you doing? I'm like,
I did that with 33 in
I'm
front of
like
Monument.
13 years old. I'm like, I don't know.
I get shot, shoot.
Give him the.
My parents have a picture of a cop that pulled me over at the Washington Monument with 33 a year before that when I took the 33 there. And I literally pulled in front of Washington Monument, like literally right in front of it, took a picture
Yeah.
of both the backdrop and the smoke coming out of the exhaust from the. It was snowing that year.
Oh.
And had a picture of the other way, and then the cop right behind me. Can't park there. I'm like,
Keep
I
it
was
moving.
just trying to take a picture of me. My bad.
Like, sorry. Yeah.
So, but the 34 dude, they were like, give me a thumbs up. They're kind of cool with it. And then I got lost where I parked my truck and trailer at. So I'm trying to fucking drive around like, where the fuck I put my damn truck at?
What happened to this
You know,
bitch?
low
I was
jack
like-
on that thing.
Well, I was like 3 blocks away behind Capitol Hill.
Right.
So I was like, I finally found my truck and loaded on the trailer, took it back to the hotel, and we put the lock on the trailer and took the truck to dinner and stuff like that.
Chilling.
And literally on the way home from the whole DC trip, I was already ordering parts for the 34.
Oh, I bet.
Oh, yeah.
I ordered the hood, the fenders, the trunk from Saban. I was already spending a shit ton of money.
So you already knew.
Oh,
You
yeah.
were full carbon. We're matchy-matchy.
Like, I literally drove it 3 times. I took it to Cars Coffee 1 time. And that's when I had the 33 and 34 there for the very first time together. And I took it to Josh's event that he had at his facility.
Yep.
And I think I took it to work 1 time. And that was the only time I drove it.
Damn.
I literally took it apart after the 3rd time I drove it. After I aligned it, make sure it was dialed in how I wanted it. I literally took the fenders off, took the hood off, trunk off. I was taking all these parts off the car, the bumpers and stuff, getting it ready. I was already ordering the front bumper, side skirts, rear bumper,
Right.
and that was a whole.
Is this where you took it at that one place where they were like trying to hold shit for ransom?
Yes. So I took it to a shop in Atlanta to get the rear quarters, roof, and doors done, and carbon in the mirrors and door handles. And
Chris said, damn it, Jason, quit coughing, fool.
sorry, man.
He's got COVID. It's okay. You don't have COVID, do you?
No, fuck no.
That's funny.
I was around somebody that was smoking earlier. It's like
really?
once I get any kind of smoke in my system, I'll
Yeah.
cough the entire fucking rest of the
Yeah,
day.
you're, like, super
I
sensitive
never
to it.
smoked a day in my life. I never
Really?
smoked weed, never smoked cigarettes, never
You
done
want
anything
to?
in my entire life.
Oh,
I drank alcohol about it.
Yeah, I was a former smoker. but
So I done, went to Georgia, bought all the parts, got everything for him, and we agreed
take
upon
it
a
to that
price.
shop. Yeah.
And that turned into a big ordeal. Like, we agreed upon a price, which I understand, some situation like we were talking about before, is that, things do accumulate more, and, sometimes you get over your head, and you got more supplies, more stuff, more of that.
Shit happens.
Yeah, shit happens.
Sure.
So I was like, okay, well, no big deal. And then we agreed upon a certain timeline, too. It was like 3 months. And it turned to 6 months, 7 months, 8 months. And the car was still far from, and I'm still getting contact with the girl that worked up front and also the guy that was also helping out in the back that he hired on to help out with the carbon fiber work. And it was getting closer to the end of the time. He's like, oh, it'll be done next week. And it'll be done next week. And it'll be done next week. He's like, okay, well, I have a tow going to Virginia. Can you have it done this week in here? And that's when I had Cameron Dawkins' LL SWAT Genesis. I took it to Virginia for him. And I'm like, hey, I'm going up here at this, this month here. Can you have it done for this month to make it easier for me? So
Yeah, you go up and down.
So I go up, go over, pick up, come down. It's like a big triangle.
Sure.
And he's like, yeah, I'll have it done. And I literally talked to him the night before. It's like, hey, let you know, I'm going to Virginia, drop this car off, and I'm coming over this way to pick up the car and come back home.
Right.
Okay, car be done.
That's what he told you the night before.
Night before. I was like, cool. Okay, well, I only owed him
Sure.
I only owed him $500 left on the bill. Because I learned my lesson not paying anybody all up front, because that's when they start getting lazy and they don't want to do shit. And they already have your money, so guess
Holy
what?
shit, that's
What are you going to do then?
Right.
So you pay in installments. Like, I already had all the money.
Don't give him everything.
Yeah,
you
I already had all.
You got to owe him something.
Yeah, I already had all the money already, set aside for that build.
Right.
Already. And I'm like, okay, I go drop the car off up in Virginia at like I think 6:30 in the morning. Me and my dad did, and I started heading back to. Started heading back. Like, is the car gonna be done? Because I'm literally 10 hours away from going to Atlanta or going back to Jacksonville.
Either way, same. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same distance. I don't want to go there and go back empty-handed.
Sure.
No point in that.
That's a 16-hour trip at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm like, the car be done. He's like, it'll be done. I was like, okay, cool. I'm on the way. I'm roughly about, 8-9 hours away from you right now. And, I'll see you in a few hours. And it was like at 5-6 o'clock in the afternoon at night when I showed up. Car was still in pieces, parts all over the place.
I remember when you did that video, boy. That car was in.
The car was supposed to be done.
Oh,
I'd have been
And
hot.
I walked through the front.
hallway, so-
I walked through the front door. I walked through the office. Walked to the back. Like a giant warehouse in the back. I was like, okay, I see my car in the back corner. I'm like, okay,
Should be out front.
okay, this car should be together. It's got no rear bumper, no front
Yeah,
bumper.
it's missing pieces.
It was parts missing. Every side skirts were running on. It was so fucked up, and I was just like, and I saw my interior. My interior was all destroyed too, like all the dust, all the resin got on
Fucking
resin got on my
windows are
seat, dust, carbon fiber. There's pieces. My
So they
back
did it
seat
with doors open or something.
Fuck.
windows down. So it was so fucked up. I was like, I'm like trying to keep my posture, and my dad was like, right behind us, like, isn't your car supposed to be together? It's like, yeah, it's supposed to be together.
Like they knew I was coming.
Yeah. And I walked out, I was like, what's going on? And he's sitting there, he's putting like little dabs of clear coat in certain areas on the car.
As you're there, he's still like
Yeah.
fucking with your
Fucking with the car. And the car's still in pieces. I'm like, what the fuck?
It's like, stop what you're doing.
I was like,
We have
so,
a problem.
if I got to help you put this car back together, I'll help you put the car back together. But,
Right.
and then he's like, car's not going to be done tonight. And I know, sorry, take it back. After 30 minutes, 45 minutes of me being there, he's like, I'm done. I can't do any more tonight. And that's when I was like, what do you mean can't do anything? Dude, I just drove 10 hours from Virginia to here to pick up my car. Why my car not done yet?
Right. I'm supposed
And we're
to be
close.
leaving with this car.
Yeah. And then he's like, well, I'm too tired. I got health issues, and that was all bullshit fake. And it was just back and forth. And, like, we sat in the office for, like, an hour, going back and forth. It's like, dude, what the fuck? I would have drove home. I wouldn't have wasted my time going to Atlanta
Why am I here?
when I could have went home. Could have been another weekend, a weekend after that. If you had been a man enough to tell me, hey, it's going to be just a little bit longer, something happened, the clear coat, so a couple spots in clear coat didn't come out like
Sure.
I thought, whatever.
Shit
The car
happens.
was supposed to go into a clear coat shop. He painted it in the back of his fucking shop.
You don't tell somebody the car's gonna be ready, and they have no intention of the car being ready.
Yeah.
Had
It was-
car showed up.
So I get up, I walk out of his office. I was
Fuck that car. Fuck this car.
Right.
Fuck that truck. Fuck your front glass.
So I was
gets
livid at that
smashed.
point in time.
Sure.
So I had to get up and walk away. My dad sat in the office with him, and I was like, I'm gonna take pictures and videos of my car.
Yeah.
I start taking videos of my car. He starts walking up, tries to snatch the foot out of my hand.
I remember that. I'd have dotted his fucking eyes.
He shoved me out the way. He took my phone out of my hand and was deleting the phone. Then my dad tried to grab it, and he shoved my dad.
Like that
And it
gun
took
would
every
come out
bit
my
of
truck.
energy I had not to lay him out.
Seriously.
Like
No,
I'm
you touched
trying.
my dad's son. Hurry,
Like I told my dad, I was like, just back away before I do something stupid.
it's the scenario, right? Because you're in his shop.
Yeah, and
You're on a
my car's
computer.
here,
Right.
and everything like that, and it's turned to a big ordeal.
Sorry.
And he deleted the video from my phone. Well, iPhone, you had that recently deleted option, which
Yeah.
is
It doesn't
there.
go away. It takes like 30 days.
yeah. And I retweeted back, and that's why I posted that video. And then I went back to being live on the other video I made,
Yep.
and we got into another argument. We went back to the office, and he's like, "Well, if you want your car, this is what you got to pay." He tacked on like another $4,000 on top of the bill.
Yeah. Nope. I was like, I'm not paying you another damn dime.
Well-
and you're loading that bitch on my trailer, and I'm taking it home with me today.
Well, he called the cops, and then, I waited for the cops to get there. Cops were delegating back and forth on it, and the cop was like, he's kind of got you by the balls right now, and he's had multiple incidents with that company and that person.
Cop's been there before.
Yes, with multiple incidents.
Jesus.
So I was like, okay, well, what's my option? He's like, pay the bill. Dispute it later.
Here's the option. Turn your head. Somebody dot this
I'm
phone.
about to fuck
He's
it
like,
up.
well, pay the bill, get your car out of there, dispute it later. Because there's nothing more I can do right now. And if I come back, one of you two are going to jail.
Yeah. It probably
Preferably
not
be
the
him, but I cannot say that right now.
He owns the fucking property, blah, blah, blah.
Exactly. So we walk in there. I pull out my money, I'm just paying with my card. He wanted cash. I'm like,
Ball that bitch in my hand. Oh,
he wanted cash. I'm like, no, I'm giving you a legal tender. I can call the cop here right now.
That's it.
And he said, you know what? If he said come back, I'm trying to pay you the bill. You're going to jail because I'm trying to do my part.
That's it. That's not on you.
So he tacked on like $4,000 on top of the what we were, just to be a dick, because he wanted a 34. He wanted a Skyline. So
Try to keep your shit.
he was trying to keep my shit. He was gonna put a lien on it, and I have every documentation that I paid everything. Every time he told me to pay him a bit of money,
Right.
I paid it. Just like I'm doing right now on my 33. If Lee needs money, I send him money right then and there. It is what it is.
This is what it's going to cost?
Yeah.
Fine.
So if you're a scene kid and you're wanting to carbon fiber your car, about how much is it to do it?
About $80,000.
Thanks for watching.
All right, we're done here, guys.
Oh my gosh.
Shit!
And that's times 2.
Holy fuck.
Because I have 2.
God, we're buying a Cummins truck and a damn trailer this weekend.
Bro, you got some competition.
Oh my God!
What hours do you sleep? Because that's what hours we're
That's
towing.
the time we're towing.
From 10 to 5 is when I'm sleeping.
Let's ride.
What's your wife do for a living? My God.
So, after all the whole deal happened, I paid the bill, got my
can't
car loaded on the
believe.
trailer. I'm making a video. I got like many videos on my phone right now from everything that happened from
Oh,
the
man.
assault all the way to the time I loaded the car on the trailer. I got it
There would
home.
have been a World Star video of me beating his ass.
So I put the car on the trailer, put it back home, put it in the garage. I sat it for like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I was
Don't even want to look at it. You're like,
I didn't want to do anything with it.
Because I remember when you got it, like there was like no clear and something on it. It looked like shit.
Yeah, there was a lot of parts that they had clear. It was just botchy clear.
Yeah,
He
Like,
painted
it wasn't like glossy. It wasn't like
No, he painted in the back of his fucking shop. That was supposed to go. I paid to go to another shop to get painted. Click on it. A lot of stuff I paid for to get done didn't get done there.
yeah, you just pocket it and fucking
Yes.
shortcut you.
Exactly. So I sat up for a couple weeks and I was just like, I'm gonna get the engine stuff done,
Yeah.
get it out the way, and I'll get the new rear bumper, new side skirts, and I was gonna get everything done that I can get done without having the car there. get the motor stuff done. So I get ready for SEMA because I was in SEMA 2019.
It's like pre-COVID.
Yes,
Yeah.
right before COVID. And
So
then
who'd you take it to finish the carbon fiber?
I didn't. All the stuff was salvageable on the car because I had Joseph come by the house
Okay.
from True Image. I come out of the car, look at, see what he's able to get done for SEMA wise. And he's like, yeah, we could fix this. There might be a couple of little blemishes here and there, but they'll at least get you by through SEMA. It's like, cool. Well, I'll get the new rear bumper.
This is when I did the photos of it, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, that was after several months of being at another shop for the engine stuff.
When I did it in his shop.
Yeah, we did it in his shop. Yeah. So after I pulled from that shop, got it. Took it down to Lee. He got it running within like 2 weeks. So and I just had no time. I had no time to even touch my own stuff because I was always towing somebody's car or I had somebody's car at the house. Khalil. I had Khalil. I had Richard's car. I had Taylor's car. I had many other cars that I'm always consistently working on, so I had no time to even touch my own stuff.
Right.
So,
Sounds like Scooter's problem.
Jesus.
So why waste all my time on my car when I can focus on everybody else's car, getting their cars done,
Make some money.
and make some money, and
Sure.
then I still make more money. What's going to cost me to get my own shit done?
Right. What else you got to spend? You got to have some like personal time, right? Like
Exactly.
in the house.
Got to make sure Mama's happy.
Yeah.
Got to make sure that.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, no big deal. It's like get that shit situated, and then I got the engine stuff. The car ran, and then that's when I got a hold of Joseph, and he wet sand buffed the entire car. It's when you took the photos, and still,
People still share those photos.
dude,
What?
the other day I got attacked in that same photos. I'm like, oh, okay,
Still going around.
still going around,
Yeah.
and then they're claiming like it's like their video or their photos that they took themselves. I'm like,
Nah, they tag me in them.
well, some of them don't. I had to tag you in some of them.
Ah, I was like,
I'm like,
whatever.
so, and then I finally got the car back up and running, and then there was a couple of stuff here and there. It was actually after SEMA when I finally got the car running. So I had to I felt bad because I was in the booth for SEMA, so I had to cancel. I was like, we'll try for 2020.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but there's nothing I can do at this point in time. I had a lot riding on SEMA, I had parts that I got from people. I got a little bit of a discount on.
'Cause they don't do like true sponsorships anymore.
No.
Hardly.
And since I missed SEMA, I had to pay the full pop for the brakes, and that was a good chunk right there for the front rear brakes for that 34.
Not bad.
Because six front, 4 rear piston, and it was a good chunk. I was like,
Oh,
fuck,
yeah,
I was not expecting that, and I felt
He's like, man, I pray to God clear this shit break down this weekend. I gotta get some upgrades, boy.
Like at this point, brand new fucking paint on the 34.
So it's a pearl blue, correct?
It's on the,
Well, now
it's
it's
clear, right?
yeah. So after the Joseph told me it's like, hey, you got a couple of issues, with your roof and a couple other areas, a couple of other places that we knew about that nobody ever really noticed, but I knew it was there, so it drove me nuts. Like I hate when I know something is there and I can't take care of it.
Right.
So, I got through 2020 for the most part, and then I went to a couple shows. I actually released it at, I think it was at, the Daytona show, at the Speedway, because I had both cars there.
Clean culture.
Clean Culture, yes, with Nick's. So I got
That show's a joke.
I never had an issue with Nick. His shows, some people do, some people don't. And he's like, hey, man, do you want to release your car at the show? I was like, yeah, I have both cars. Like, dude, I got a spot for you.
Sure.
So I borrowed Rick Wilson's trailer, 2-car trailer, and that's the first time I did a 2-car trailer. I loaded them both on the trailer and
Yeah.
hauled ass down Daytona and presented them both out there. And
Balled
that's,
out.
Hell yeah.
I balled out with the brand new white truck and then the diesel truck I had and the 2 cars on the trailer. And I presented both cars.
When you towed the Beatles on that white truck.
Yeah. That was a late night too.
Oh.
Last minute on that one.
Always.
And
Man, Beatles.
and then we called what was it? Back in June of this year, one of our guys that does our paint work for our dealership, he's like, he did my rear bumper, he did the side skirts.
You got more beer?
I'll get one.
Thank you, sir.
So he had He does.
Did he do like a one over on the car? Like this is what you need to do.
Well, no, he didn't do it whenever at all in the car. I just gave him a side skirts and a rear bumper. Actually, no, he did the clear coat on that when I first got the parts that were didn't work out for the carbon guy that fucked up the first time.
Yeah.
So I ordered new parts, and actually I still got the rear bumper still sitting in my garage, the original bumper for that car, the carbon bumper that didn't fit properly, that got fucked up, and I got the bumper and the side skirts re-cleared by him. He's like, oh, whenever you're ready to re-clear the rest of the car, let me know. It's like, okay, cool, I'll let you know. You know, when we get through the holiday season, but whatnot. So, in beginning of June, I got talking to him. It's like, hey, you want to clear coat the whole car, redo the rear bumper, side skirts, redo everything so it's all one clear, all one person. Just wet sand buff it, make sure it looks glossy and clear, and no waves, no bullshit with the.
Send it on his way.
Yeah. So I had him clear coat the car. I wasn't in a really big rush for it. It's like, when you got time for it. And I think I had Taylor started 3 in the garage. I had 2 other cars in the garage. So I was always, I had room at the time to work on cars. It's like, well, take your time. And a month goes by. He hasn't really touched. I was like, no big deal. I was like, touch base with him. I was like, oh, he's saying on the car at the time. It's like, oh, when are you going to shoot the car? What clear are you using? And, ask him, good questions. Make sure it's good shit. And it's like, I don't care if it costs more money for a good clear. It's like, just make sure it's good clear. I want it to shine.
Yeah.
I want to be glossy. I want to be good.
I want that drip, that wet.
Exactly. And then I get the car back the first time. There was fish eyes everywhere, the entire car. I was like, oh, your guy can wet sand buff this shit out. I'm like, no, the fuck you can't. And I was like, I had other people look at it. I'm not sure if Justin looked at it or not, but I had 2 people look at it. It's like, I took pictures. I never took the car from the shop.
Damn.
I left it there. I was like, fuck, I ain't taking that shit. I said, and he had some Mike Carson or something like that, I think his name was, that's going to come by and wet sand buff the entire car. I was like, all right, cool. Well, have him wet sand buff the car and let me know how it goes.
Good luck.
Yeah.
May the odds forever be in your favor.
So, another week, a couple weeks go by. He had to re-clear the entire car.
I bet he didn't like that.
It got better, but
This motherfucker practicing on your shit?
he does all of our cars for our dealership, like all our wreck cars.
So why did it fuck up?
He know how to lay clear. Yeah, y'all don't see this shit. It's not Bud Light, but it'll work.
We're gonna definitely eat something.
Yes. So I go to pick up, the car the second time go around, and the top part of the bumper wasn't clear coated. The sides weren't clear coated.
God.
It felt like fucking sandpaper. It felt like the fucking couch almost. And that's actually pretty smooth.
Yeah, like had
But-
like runs and shit in it. You were
It was
saying?
runs. It was bad. So I got in contact with a couple people, and he's like, I'm not clear coating this car again. Your guy can wet sand buff this car. I'm like,
Oh, so he like threw his hands up.
He was like, he was pretty much thinking he's going to throw some clear down and whatever fuck ups he had, Joseph's going to fix.
yeah. And I think I was going to Tennessee that weekend for.
Instead of just doing it, right the first time.
yeah.
You were going to Tell the Dragon or something.
Yeah, I went to Tail Dragon, and that's when I on the trailer at nighttime I didn't really see anything too much, and during daytime I see underneath the bumper. It's like, what the fuck? I'm like, I'm livid. I'm like,
Okay, you probably
Yeah, I paid-
good money.
pretty much what I paid Jeff is what I paid this guy to do a fucking shit job. So I contacted him. I was like, hey man, there's runs. There's this even clear coated right here. I sent pictures like, I'm not touching the fucking car again.
He's like, I did a shit job and I won't fix it. Like, wait.
Bet when I get back to work, I'm going to touch you, motherfucker.
So Mars over on Land Boulevard is straight trash. I'm going to straight say that right now.
Damn,
What is it?
Mars,
Mars.
You piece of shit.
You
yeah,
sorry.
piece of
You
shit.
sorry,
Yeah.
raggedy mother.
You
Bitch,
don't
I
stand
can
behind your
fight.
work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Get fucking, get fucked.
I don't haggle people on their prices on anything. It is what it is, the price.
It's just
I
you're willing to
expect.
pay what they ask.
Yeah, you gave me a price.
Yeah.
I paid your price cash. Like, I didn't pay with debit card, credit card. I gave you cash like you wanted.
That's it.
So I had cash for that job.
Expect a good job.
Yeah.
Well, you said he I get what he did, like your bumper and your side skirt.
Yeah, and he did a good job on that.
He did a good, yeah.
Yeah, and then he goes and does a shitty job on the rest of the car. I was like, what the fuck?
I like this one.
So,
Fucking-
and then I got tired. I was like,
Enter Jeff at Paint
Yeah.
Bros.
Jeff Paint Pros, he came in clutch. And I brought it to him. He's like,
I haven't seen the car in person, but the photos you posted, that bitch looks dope.
yeah,
It's a cool twist on that car.
it's definitely a twist.
Yeah.
And then I bring it to Jeff. I'm like, I talked to Jeff several times before I brought it to him. I was like, dude, I've been fucked so many times. I'm over it. I'm done. I need this thing done right. He's like, I've been waiting to touch this car.
Oh, shit.
I was like, well,
If you don't do that R33 with a purple in that clear, boy, I'm going to kick you in the
It is.
dick.
oh,
shit.
the 30 was getting purple clear.
Hold
But-
on. Now, was that,
That's
was
fire.
the 34, was that like your vision? Have you had that thought for the longest time? Like, this is what I really want to do with this car?
Not
Was it like
the carbon, yes, not the blue.
Okay.
So
So
what
was it
made
like
you
a
go
collab
blue?
with Jeff or what?
So when I get to Jeff, I
You
just
have
want
a
him.
flashback of that blue R34 going down. You're going, I'm going to have one.
Right.
So I talked to Jeff. I was like, I just want to sand this down. We go over everything. He's like, dude, this is fucked up. This is so fucked up.
Right.
Like, he used shitty clear, did something. I don't know. So I was like, okay, well, let's sand it all down,
How do you
re-clear
fix
this motherfucker again.
Right.
And I was like, whatever it costs, just to give me a
I
price.
can only imagine Mel's face at this point.
She's just like, here we go again.
She hasn't chimed in on you yet, so.
Here we go again.
Here we go with the bullshit. Of course it needs to be painted again.
So she actually followed me over there, and I was just pissed off on the way there, and dropped the car off, talked to him for like an hour, and he's like, "Let me do something."
Oh shit! He said, "Give me creative fucking
I'm like-
freedom, huh?"
He's like, I want to try something. I'm like, "What do you want to try?"
Can't tell you.
It's like, let's do like a blue
Let's do an
twist.
eggplant.
It's a trade secret.
And he's been talking about it because he did Ketis' Subaru, his hood in red.
Ah.
So I haven't really seen it, but I was like, "Hey, Ketis."
Oh, it looks.
I was like,
fucking raw.
hey, it's like, send me that picture. I was like, I haven't seen how this gonna look. So I was like, don't gamble there, and like I kept asking, hey, Gitas, send me the fucking picture. And then
Yeah.
I aligned his wife's car, the Lexus. I'm like, hey man,
Bring
send
the
me the
evil.
fucking picture. I want to see this setup. And he's like, just like, I got you. We'll get it right.
Ugh,
I was like, okay,
what a tough pill to swallow. Though.
yeah.
For someone else to say like, trust my idea.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I know Jeff's work. I've seen his
Sure,
work.
but
I know he does
still.
good work, so that's why I kind of trust in his judgment. And I was like, okay, let me think about it. Let me think about the blue.
okay,
First, we need sand on the car. Regardless, we got sand on this car.
get started. We'll figure it out.
I'd have sanded down one fender and painted that motherfucker and sent him a photo. This is what I'm talking about.
All right.
And I finally like the next day, I was like, this fucking do the blue. Let's do it.
Yeah.
It's like, cool. I'll order the stuff, and then I'll be there a couple days from Orlando, whatever. Because House of Colors candy, cobalt blue.
So it's like a translucent.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, cool. Let's do it.
I don't know about y'all, but House of Color paint back in the day was stupid ass expensive.
Oh, it
I don't-
probably- is
I
it
don't-
still? Is it still?
I don't see it
expensive?
being cheap.
Look at his face.
It is very, very expensive. It is tough to swallow, but
We're doing toes at fucking 2 a.m. now.
all right, who needs to tell guys? I need to make up this bank account again.
Khalil,
Khalil.
That
No,
shit broke over the weekend. It's fine.
twice. He broke down Friday night when I
Same-
told him from
it's
Daytona,
Sunday,
and then I was broke down Sunday as well when he put a new radiator in there. The
Same
fan
car?
came apart.
same car.
Fuck.
So, and then I was like, okay, take your time, make it right, make it look good. He said, oh, probably take me a couple weeks to do it. Oh, okay, no big deal.
We don't have a couple weeks.
Well,
At that time, you did.
Jess tells you a couple weeks. It's gonna be a little longer than that.
All right, it's a month.
So,
Ask our boy Chris Black.
Couple weeks.
Year.
365 days.
that gave me time to get cars done that were coming to the house left and right. That I don't always post up. I don't post up everything I do.
Sure.
I just post up most of the stuff I do.
Keep people wondering.
Yeah, exactly. So I always stay busy. Like tonight, I'm surprised I haven't got a phone call for a tow tonight.
Right.
But I consistently stay busy with towing or something at the house, fixing their shit. And I think it was on a Tuesday. I got a phone call from.
Going up. on a Tuesday.
I got called up on Tuesday for alternate racing booth, a 2-sticks for SEMA.
So you trucked your car with Jeff before you even had SEMA on the horizon.
Yeah.
Like you were just taking it there to get
Oh,
it fixed.
see, I thought you had that motherfucker done for SEMA.
It was just going just to go.
No, I wasn't going to go. No, 2019, I was going with Import Image Racing.
I mean, like you took your car to Jeff without the prospect of going to SEMA.
Exactly.
Like, okay.
I wasn't even planning on even attending SEMA, period. Like, a spectator, nothing. I was just like, I said, fuck this year, because we were planning on going to Japan in January for,
I feel like I opened the fucking borders.
what? Tokyo Auto Saloon. I was planning on going there and hang out with a couple of my buddies that are out there in Japan. And then I got a phone call on Tuesday from Carrie. She started asking me questions about my car. And I'm like,
Is it
I do.
ready?
I do have the car. She's like, do you have this? I'm like, yes, no, yes. I said, I can, because they want me to run the car on the, sorry, I can't tell you. Someone's saying I need a tow.
Look.
You're SOL.
You better call AAA.
Yeah, right? So, I'm like, they want me to run the car. I had to have a SAA 2015 or 2020 helmet. And they want me to have a neck brace as well.
Oh, my God.
And I'm like a week and a half, 2 weeks away from SEMA. How the fuck am I going to make this happen? I'm calling the firm, John over at the firm. I'm calling Rick and Rob at DRP. And he said, you suck.
Oh.
I know. Sorry.
Meanwhile,
SOL.
The car's getting fucking...
You'll get towed later on tonight. Just stick it on the side of the road, put the key somewhere. I'll get it later.
He gonna drag his nuts across your chin.
So...
Go ahead and hit like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah.
He must be watching then.
Yeah.
So, I'm calling everybody I can to try and get a helmet. And I contact one of the guys that's in the group chat with us for the event, SEMA. I'm like, I ordered a helmet. There's no one who can get it in time. There's no way. Everybody's for my size, it's either medium or large. So
What
getting
do you have
one
it for?
because they want
him to run the car.
They want me to run the car, which I did. I rented the car.
That's why you put it on the track.
Yes. So I didn't
You
have
weren't
to.
doing it for shits and giggles.
I didn't have to have the neck brace. When I was talking to Jim, I told Carrie it was like maybe Tuesday or Wednesday. I'm
They
like,
don't want me to Earnhardt this motherfucker.
well, I contacted Jeff. I'm like, Jeff, I hate to do this to you, but if you haven't touched the car, I need the car back.
Right, like, don't do it.
Don't do it anything because I got to bring it to SEMA. It's like,
Man, we shining this motherfucker out right
I
now.
already fucking handed out
Well-
a fucking quarter.
well, Jeff's like, hold on a second. Gives me like brief silence. Comes back, it's like, we'll make it happen. I'm like, you sure?
Like, seriously.
So he literally made the shit happen. He got
He definitely did.
at 1 o'clock in the morning. I picked up the car.
Jeez.
But before that, I was like,
It never sleeps.
yeah,
Nobody sleeps in this town.
no,
Money don't sleep.
no, I don't. And I literally was on the phone with Jim. I was like, Jim, I'm not gonna be able to make this, dude. I can't find a neck brace. I got one of the guys that's there that has an extra 2015 helmet I can use for the event,
Right.
but I don't have a neck brace. He's like, all I need is a donut. The donut thing for your neck. I'm like, that's it?
Did you call Jordan Jenrette?
Jesus.
He's like, well, he's like, I got one.
That
He's
boy
like-
got a neck pillow.
He's like, just get the car out here. I got you
His
on the neck
TikTok's
brace.
ridiculous.
He said, you got the helmet. I got the neck brace.
Okay.
I'm like,
We can
okay,
make
well,
it work.
I'll make it happen. So, I bust my ass all week, just trying to get, bust out the cars I had, sleep early, prepare myself for the long trip.
He's just like prepping.
I literally worked a full day Friday.
Pick up this car.
No, I take back. I worked a full day Thursday. And Thursday night at 1 o'clock in the morning, we finally got the car done. Loaded on the trailer, and I literally just booked out the Cali.
Like right away.
Just right away.
Wait, what? You left at 1 o'clock in the morning to go to California?
Yes. I drove.
Shit.
I made it to
Alabama.
Don't say El Paso.
no, it's somewhere on I-10 or in almost the western side of Texas.
What the fuck?
I stopped
Before
for the
you
first.
stopped.
Before I stopped for the first time, and I slept for like 2 hours in the truck.
I stopped in Lake City.
I got the shit.
The only time I ever stop is like to take a quick piss
need
and
a
get
break.
gas and go.
Dude,
I'm really pumping gas. I'm taking a piss inside.
What the fuck?
And I
So
literally
pumping gas and pissing at the same time.
We pissing in this gas.
Well, a couple of places I had to because the places were closed. So I had to go up to the side of the building and take a quick piss real quick. And I literally trucked
I'm proud of this motherfucker. I'll show it off. I'll piss
How
right
do you
there under
stay
the light
awake that long?
without doing coffee.
It's just how you're built. I
how I'm
guess.
built, yeah.
Oh,
You
And
got a cocaine habit?
no, never done drugs in my entire life.
Lame.
Yeah.
man, I can't drive far without being like.
I can't say I didn't drink one twisted tea along the way
Okay.
during the daytime just to
Fucking-
keep myself like
Boy,
going.
gambling out here.
Twisted tea. Never
I had one. I had one twisted tea. I think it was when I got to New Mexico. It's when I had the first twisted tea, and I was like, I'm starting to get really drowsy. I'm
I'm
like,
getting delirious too.
I was,
probably.
so I had to get something to kind of wake myself up a little bit. And
Pick me up.
Just slap somebody in the head. with it.
so I literally drove the rest of the way, and I got in contact with one of my Instagram buddies that it's like, hey, do you know Hector or Noel G and Jesse from Fast and the Furious? So yeah, I know him very well. It's like, is there a way I can possibly meet them out there? Because I'm gonna be out there by the Fast and Furious house. He's like, well, let me see what I can do.
Mm-hmm.
My buddy's like, I can get Noel G out there for you. I was like, okay.
Bet.
And then, Noel G reached out to me. We're on the group chat talking. He's like, yeah, I can meet you out there, I got some stuff if you want to buy some stuff, Well, I'm going to support you. Yeah, you're taking your time every day to hang out with me.
Yeah.
I'm going to buy some of your shit. Yeah, I'm going to spend some money. So, yeah, I bought that plaque with the two. I bought that plaque with the two license plates from the Fast and the Furious.
Oh, nice.
And the original the poster, and he's had that for a long time. It's like, yeah, I'll buy it. I'll sign it for you and everything. It's like, okay, sure, let's do it.
Yeah, that was cool.
So
man.
I bought that and a couple other things, and I made it worth this time. I'm not gonna waste your time.
Right.
I'm not one to waste anybody's time.
Sure.
If I call you out to do something, you're getting paid regardless of some sort.
I looked up his IMDb, like all the movies he's been in. Like most of the movies he's been in, his name's been Hector.
It's always been Hector.
Always been Hector.
It's always
great.
Hector.
He's-
Every movie is Hector.
Like he's typecast like a motherfucker.
Straight up.
Fucking.
I got a last name too, but I just can't say it.
He's running fucking 3 Honda Civics, bro. It's whatever.
300 saves with 3 with spoon engine.
So yeah, and I hung out with him. Remember at the Fast and the Furious house? Like
A lot of people don't know, but that damn Toretto's shop or whatever was the diner or deli,
Yeah.
it's literally right down the street from that house.
It's not even half a mile away.
it really?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
right there.
Close.
You
Is
could
that-
damn near, when you were doing your thing, you could
Yeah.
damn near see that down in the hill.
Nobody likes the tuna here.
Yeah, right.
That's
He did.
fucking cool.
So yeah, I roll up, I'm unloading the car off the trailer, and that's when I noticed the B pillar is missing,
Oh shit.
and I'm like, "What the fuck?" And there's like where I had to unload a car, I've done it before with the 33.
Is it clip in or is there like screws or
yeah,
something?
3 clips, 2 little push push clips that pushes in.
Oh damn!
So and there's like a lot of homeless people in that whole area there. That place is very rundown.
Makes sense.
It's very very trashy, especially there.
Makes sense.
All right.
All right.
So I unload the car. I go over there and I kind of position my car to a position where you don't see the pillar. So I'm just trying to figure out how to,
Oh, hide this.
yeah, work this out.
Just like leaning on the
So and then Hector calls me on the phone. Like I didn't have his cell phone number.
Oh shit.
He called me on the cell phone. Like he was like brought up in I think it was a Chevy Traverse or Chevy Equinox, something like that.
Lame shit.
Some regular basic stuff. I'm like,
Like,
the
who-
fuck?
who
He's
is
like,
you?
it's like,
Where's the
I
Civic?
was like, who's this? Like, this is Noel. I'm like, oh, where you at? Right behind you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, all right.
So he hops out, and his girl's driving. He was just hanging out.
Oh damn. Looking
So he
for-
hops
What,
out.
what she look like?
looking for a job.
Not looking.
Better not be shit.
So
I mean,
I,
that's cool though, making fucking memories with that dude at these
Oh, that shit
fucking
you'll always
iconic
remember.
locations.
So he did his, his Instagram and his live feed. He did. I did my live feed,
right.
and then I did kind of showing the car. But what I liked about the whole clear coating thing is, unless you're up on it, you don't really know what color it was. Because that's
Yeah,
why I
you
was
were
able.
keeping people in suspense.
It doesn't.
I
give it
did.
away,
I kept a lot of people in suspense, and a lot of videos I was posting up when I was in the desert too as well. You couldn't see that it was actually blue carbon.
Right.
See, that's what I like. That's what I liked about the purple pearl on Gramps.
Yeah,
Because if you looked at that car during the day or straight on, it just looked like United Gray.
yeah,
Until you looked at it at an angle, then you see the purple. And you're like, oh shit, okay.
yeah.
How many grams of blue pearl is in that?
That was a lot.
Because Gramps was 100 grams of that purple.
Damn.
There's a video on the Paint Pros TikTok of him, stirring it up. It's a lot. So yeah, it was a great experience, and I hung out with him, and he's like, I was gonna let him drive the car. I was like, hey, you want to drive the car? We do it.
Nah, bro, you show your girl driving, you ain't driving my shit.
I don't have a license.
He probably got one.
No, if it was left-hand drive, he started getting on the wrong side. He's like, oh, I can't drive this. I can't drive right-hand drive. I'm like, Noel, you can't drive a right-hand drive.
You're the guy.
That's why you lost in Street Wars, you piece of shit.
Right?
I'm like, oh man, I'm like, I had a good video to do if he was able to drive the car.
Fuck.
Like, I'm very limited of who drives the car.
Yeah.
I was gonna let him drive because it had been a good publicity.
He's the one, you let him drive it.
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking.
You know, if Paul Walker was still here, I would let him drive the
Ever
car.
Dominic Toretto? Like, hitting something?
No, about Dominic.
No?
No, he ain't about that life.
He left.
He's on a Mopar life, and he's not really that much into cars.
Bro, you know they left that fucking FD in a parking garage, and never went back again.
Never went back and got
No,
it.
let that motherfucker.
Stayed there from the first movie and never moved.
Never went and got it. They need to do another movie where some kid rolls up on that bitch
And finds
pulls that motherfucking car cover off of him like,
this is the car. Yeah.
and then hijack it and steal it and
Something.
do something with it.
'Cause it just
Well, I
stayed
think
there.
that car actually turned into the car was in the second movie, if I remember correctly.
In real life, yeah.
Yeah. So they actually repainted it. Same I think it was
Suki's car, ain't it?
Suki's car was Trans car. Johnny Trans car.
Suki had the
pink
yeah,
one.
S2000.
So that was Johnny Trans old car.
Okay.
Okay.
So they just redid it.
I never saw the FD again. The only other RX-7 you saw was
That was in
Bond.
that was in the second movie too.
Which one?
Too Fast, Too Furious. The second. It was the Spanish guy.
There's a PT Cruiser, motherfucking.
So they had. Well, they had the R34. They had the Supra, RX-7, S2000. And the first
Bro,
scene.
I cried when they shot that R34 with that fucking shit where it went to the door and it like turned all the electronics off.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Like, you mother.
I think there's like 3 or 4 of those cars, and actually the one main car is actually in Washington State right now. That
They're
34.
just getting rusty.
Sitting in storage.
Oh,
Sitting there.
getting
Doesn't run. It's missing
mothballed
pieces
from
on it.
fucking
And,
Democrats.
yeah.
Let's go, Brandon.
R.I.P.
So,
So
yeah.
what's next for the R34? Is there a next, or is it done?
No, never done.
Never done.
33 is definitely gonna be done after this.
You gotta put fuel in it.
33 Motorworks coming.
It's coming along.
They're
I
both
ordered
E85 tuned, right?
Yes, they're on flexible and Haltech. I just ordered the intake manifold for the 33 yesterday
Okay.
from Plasma Man. I was like between the throttle body, the intake manifold, and the fuel
Which
rail.
one's heavier?
34 is a tad bit heavier, but 33 is gonna be a lot lighter soon.
Huh?
It's gonna be a lot lighter soon.
Are you on more carbon?
No,
Like-
stuff's coming out of it.
Backseat.
Oh, backseat.
delete.
Stereo, backseat, AC's already gone already.
So you made this bitch. You can make this bitch.
Same team, bro. No
Oh, you
AC.
can make
I
Way better
never
this
really
bitch.
used AC in either one of the cars. Like both the cars have full function AC in it.
Oh,
But with
shit.
the RB30 block with the 33 or the 33, it's kind of hard to run the AC system. It's gonna take too much money to make it work. There's no point in it for especially making 1100 horsepower. I'm gonna try to make for it. Yeah. It's no point.
So you can make a track car out of that bastard.
Yes,
Oh, shit.
we're gonna reweigh it again once we get back up running and go from there.
Is there a 32 for the stable? Is there?
Had one.
Was there room? Was there room for an R32?
I had one.
You had okay. I didn't know if you had want to hit the.
I had one for 2
trifecta.
weeks.
Okay.
Shit.
Actually, Logan Saturn actually owns it.
Did it have a Dula?
Oh, that
the
track
fucking
car.
LOL LS
LS1 swap. Or whatever the hell.
LS? No, it's getting a Ford swap.
LS. What's he doing?
No, he's doing a Ford swap, EcoBoost
Oh,
swap.
it was gonna be an LS.
Oh,
for a
the LS
fucking
swap.
minute.
No, he had LS. He got rid of that shit.
Okay.
It's gonna be a Ford swap.
Well, you gotta get a new license plate.
So,
LOL Eco.
so Cody Culpepper owned that car.
Who? Dante who?
Cody Culpepper,
This
guy. So Cody Culpepper owned that car, and he wrecked it.
What's that?
And this is like
Wrecked him. Damn near killed him.
Cole Pepper.
this is like right. This is right when I bought my house too. It's before that's while my 33 was in the
ESPN
process of getting ready for SEMA, and
Jesus.
so
Oh, shit.
I took the motor out of it, sold the motor and transmission for him, And he kept wishy-washy what he wanted to do with the car. And I was like, I'll buy the car. I'll LS swap it. I was planning to LS swap it.
Okay.
So we came to an agreement like $2,500. Gave him the money. And then he cried.
Whoops.
2 weeks later, he's like, I want my car back. I'm
Crying in
like,
baseball.
okay, well, are you going to fix the car or are you going to fucking do something with it? Or you just got to take it home?
Yeah, you're just gonna cry in it.
I'm not going to let it sit in my fucking garage. I'm over it. And then he's like, I got no money right now. I'm like, he lived with his parents at the time.
Shit.
Over in Fleming
How old
Island.
is this motherfucker?
I don't know how old he is now, but he was young at the time.
17.
But he ran in the back of an F-150, and that's why we pulled the motor out, because we're going to get the tube chassis front end, because he smacked I think it was the driver's side, driver's side, was all caved in. I got pictures of all that shit, too, still on my phone.
Jesus.
And it was fucked up. And, I bought the car from him, cried like a little bitch, and then I was like, okay, well, you're going to fix it or I'm going to take it to your parents' house.
Right.
And you're paying for that, too.
Tell your mom.
So I told him to his parents' house, and then he's like, oh, I don't have the money. I'm like, well, you ain't getting your fucking car back till you get me the fucking money back.
Straight up.
That's how that works.
Yeah.
Well.
And then he took it back to his house and did what we did, and it ended up at Paint Pros, and he, had all the work done on the car and sat there for the longest time. And the car was done. Everything he needed to get done. And he abandoned the car. So Jeff sent certified letters to his house, his parents' house, everybody possible.
Pay it off. It's ours. Yeah.
Yeah. And he never heard anything back from 3 months. So he put a lien on the car, and he got a title and sold to Logan.
That's it. So now it's sitting in Logan's fucking house.
I think it's in at,
It's not at his house anymore?
there was at,
Like a garage decoration.
I mean,
no, what's his
last
name?
party I was at.
Justin Ellis's. I think it's at Justin Ellis' shop, I think. So,
Scene.
well, I think he took the motor out.
Shop is moving soon.
Well,
too.
it took a motor out of an
Y'all know
F-150
that.
in the back that's going in his car.
Huh?
Okay.
There's a motor that was sitting in an F-150 that I think it was wrecked in the back and was putting in his car.
That's fucking
Nice.
hilarious.
That's gonna be dope.
So it's a little different.
Listen, I heard there's a fucking R32 in the city that was Chameleon paint. It's changed hands recently.
Yeah, let's talk about that one real quick.
That dude,
I might have to take a piss before I talk about that one. That's going to take a minute.
you hurt his feelings a lot.
I did?
You hurt his feelings a
A
lot.
lot.
When he was rolling with us and going to car shows, he didn't win them. It was you in the Skyline category.
Yeah.
And he was not happy.
Yeah.
He was
like,
upset.
That's
a
a
lot.
goddamn GTS. I got a fucking GTR. How come they don't
So-
like my shit?
So let me go take a piss real quick because this is going to be
Yeah,
a minute.
yeah,
That's
for
a
sure.
good.
Hang it right, the hallway, middle.
All right.
You'll find it.
That one's going to take a minute.
It's the room with the bathroom. Yeah.
Yeah, there's one's got a shitter in it.
Hang it right, go to the hallway, make another right.
We've been podcasting for like 4 fucking
What
hours.
time is it?
I'm
2:30.
I'm a fucking sweaty Betty, bro.
2
I'm
hours.
cooking.
2 hours and 30 minutes.
I'm like, Jesus Christ. I just want to end this shit.
You
and,
done?
and go see my girl.
Let's hit
or
this.
something.
You were with your girl earlier.
I don't give a fuck. I want to be right back with
No,
her.
I'm not. Don't take it that way, you son of a
You
bitch.
motherfucker.
Answer your goddamn phone.
The shit was on vibrate.
You're
Sorry.
a liar?
I swear to God.
You're a liar.
No, I swear
You're
to
a
you.
fucking a liar.
I'm not a liar.
I was like, bitch. I even hit Brandon. I was like, are you in town? Do you want to co-host with me?
I was coming, dog. I even
I don't
said in the
fucking
post.
trust it. I
We'd
know
be on
you.
6:30, 7 o'clock.
It doesn't matter if I can't get a hold of you. I was like,
I was taking care of Mama.
I know. Oh, I know. I'm aware, bitch.
I'm not going to stop to answer the phone if you call. But first of all,
I
my
would.
shit was on vibrate.
I fucking would.
My shit was on vibrate in the other room.
I would answer.
I mean, if it was right there, I would have. Because I've done it before. Fuck off. You're such a piece of
You need
fuck.
you need to figure out our level of friendship and fucking stick to it.
Bitch, our friendship is up here.
Yeah.
You PRN.
Your relationship
You
is here.
You PRN,
Listen,
bro.
your relationship is here. Your relationship with Heather is here. I get it.
There's me and Heather. There's you.
Yes, agree. Keep your cell phone holster.
Here's Heather.
Right.
There's you.
Yeah.
There's like no gap.
Keep your cell phone holster on you
Okay, first of all,
in sexy time.
All right. Back to the. Back to Grayson and his shenanigans.
Oh, Jesus.
Jesus.
Insurance fraud.
Yeah, big time insurance fraud. Oh, damn.
I've never seen a car.
My phone's hearing insurance fraud. No.
Yeah.
I've never seen a car go through the fastest fucking change ever
3 times.
So
as that car did.
actually, I aligned that car back with the original owner. I think his name was Jameer. And it was like a charcoal. It was a charcoal gray.
Yes.
I think he went back to Japan.
Right.
But
I would do.
Jameer actually originally owned that car. It was like
got rid of that car and said, "Fuck, I'm going back home."
And super cool dude. And he sold the car to dipshit.
Okay, first of all, he sold that car to the guy who Kevin.
No. Kevin financed it.
Kevin financed the car for Grayson.
Yeah.
Oh, that's more news I didn't know about before. So, the whole ordeal with that car is, it ended up at Dustin Baker's shop. And Forever. And
now this was a legit GTR.
Yeah, it is a legit GTR. And he tried to make it seem like it was a 1-of-1 Dolok 32. It was a regular old GTR.
I mean, yeah, the front bumper was literally a fucking Dolok. It was like the front was.
Yeah,
but
it was not a legit Dolok car.
It was it didn't come from their stable. He put a fucking front on it.
I have pictures of the car when it was stock.
Yeah,
when it had none of that bullshit on this car.
And I don't even know what the fuck y'all were talking about.
The front bumper.
The front bumper on the car.
Fancy big mouth, fucking special.
Yeah. So he
the only part on that car.
So I didn't know that Jameer sold a car, and then all of a sudden, I overheard that this new guy owns the car, and he painted the car. I think Jeff at Paint Pros painted the car. The Chameleon.
Shit. Dustin and them did a whole lot of fucking bay work on that car before it ever went to Jeff.
Yes, yeah. And his harness got cut up by something. Surprise! No, it didn't.
Right.
You hacked up yourself, and you fucked it up, and got insurance fraud, and when you got an ECU. Yeah, he fucked up I think it was an FCON ECU I think originally had in it.
Surprise.
He got a harness, a new ECU.
Boy, just trying to make.
So he did all that bullshit with his car, and all of a sudden he went ghost. Out of nowhere.
He's reappeared.
So he hit his car in...
He be watching some of my stories on Instagram.
Yeah.
So he hit his car in Ocala at his sister's house in Ocala. So I was like, okay, whatever.
Well, y'all got some dirt on this motherfucker.
Right.
So I was,
no secret.
I was hanging out with Ryan over at Adrenaline, and
such a weird cat.
Who?
Grayson.
Oh,
yeah.
He's all Ryan.
No, Ryan.
And he had Ryan had a 32 there that he was trying to put a motor in. We couldn't find a motor, whatever, for this car. So Grayson was parting out his car pretty much in a way. So I was hired to go down there to pick up his car, bring it.
When? Recently?
No, a couple years ago.
Since he disappeared.
Yeah, since he disappeared.
So he was going to part out the fucking GTR?
He was parting it out. He took stuff off the engine bay, and I'm messaging him like, why would you take, you and Ryan agreed upon something, a full long block to put out of your car to put in another car that's sitting at the shop. And I said, does Ryan know about this? Like, don't fucking matter if Ryan knows about this. Take some stuff off the car. He took a lot of stuff off the car, apparently.
Yeah.
So I'm like, so the car's not drivable anymore. So you went from, make an easy load to a hard load because your front bumper's on the fucking ground almost in a way.
Right.
So I'm like, this thing ain't gonna fucking work, but we'll make it work.
Okay, first of all, fuck that car because he put on fucking powder coated RPF 1s. I thought they were the fucking shit.
Yeah.
He thought it was the hottest shit around.
Every car show that we ever went to, I think it was Clean Culture in Orlando. I always parked at the doorway.
He would not leave that fucking car.
Oh, he left the car, but I was parked in the very front. They parked me in the front spot because the 33 was like the eye candy of the show. So he parked in front of me.
Yes.
He parked
at Daytona.
No, Orlando. At the little ranch place. It's some kind of like weird ranch type place.
The
Indoor.
not the airplane hangar.
Yeah, no, airplane hangar.
That was Winterfest at the airplane hangar.
It's some kind of it's some kind of arena thing. It's like Rodeo Arena or whatever it's called out in Orlando. But anyway. I've been there twice to that show.
Okay.
And he parked literally next to me.
He did
in front of the door. He did it on purpose
too. In Orlando.
I don't think he parked in front of me. I think
he parked near you.
Oh, near me. Yeah.
He wouldn't park with us.
Yeah, he would never park with us.
Crew, and he had to park.
Like he was trying to steal my thunder, my my hype of my car.
Well, like when we would park inside these places, like at Daytona and shit, he would not leave that car. Like we were like, bro, nobody is gonna steal this fucking car. You can walk around.
He had to be on top of it
in case anybody asked about it, anything. He was not.
Eat with us.
He's a very weird dude
for sure.
From everything I've ever dealt with him, and. Back to the whole, his shenanigans with his car. He hired me.
What all did he take off of that car?
The valve covers. I think he took the intake off. I think he took the turbo off and stuff.
God damn.
He took a bunch of stuff out of the car. And I'm like, okay, as long as Ryan knows that he's not getting a full complete car that he was expecting, a full complete motor-wise. So he hired me to go down there to pick up his car. I was like, okay, well, send me the address. Okay, I'll send you the address in just a minute. I said, well, when I get off work, I'm heading straight down there. So at 4 o'clock when I'm off, I'm heading straight down there. Okay. And I was like, okay, I know where Lakeshore is. I used to live over that area. So
head that direction.
So I was like, okay, well, send me the address. And if you decide something's going to come up, let me know before I get, when I get Daytona. Before I get to 40, I'll spin back around and go back home. Yeah. And you just throw me a few bucks for wasting my fucking time.
I'll give you a heads up.
Yeah. So I get
my ass would have left town until I got a text by my dog.
Well, this is an ongoing thing between him, me, and Ryan. Like, getting it set up for picking up because he's trying to get his other car done. And I make it down to Daytona. He turns his phone off.
The fuck?
Not a peep. I still haven't talked to him to this day. Since then. And
so Ron never got that motor.
Never. So, the car went hiding even more. He apparently became a diver instructor down in I think West Palm area.
He was underwater welder.
He was like beforehand
or something like that. He was doing something on there, and
motherfucker in my head is what he was doing.
He was. Well, because the insurance company was after him because they went up to Dustin, they went to Ryan, and I think they went to
Jeff.
Yeah,
Jeff, and also Dick Joseph too.
Probably
because Dick just has his hands on that car a little bit as well. So we all had our hands on that car, and all of a sudden, ghost. Nobody ever heard from him, seen him, and then I get I think it was last year, I get a text message or instant messenger.
Hey,
not him.
No,
the new owner.
Ooh, he said, "Oh, I got this." Yeah, same thing. He was like,
So,
"I bought this IG in the car." I was like,
"Yeah," and he paid what he paid for that car. Well, you could probably bought that car for with the motor in it.
Ooh. He bought a shell?
Yes.
What?
Because the car popped up.
He paid like 20 or 30 grand for the car, I think it was, and it had no motor in it. I'm like,
the fuck?
The car popped up local, right?
I think they kind of worked together too as well. I think he stayed with him, or he left the car at his house some. So they ended up working a deal, but
his old lady naked or something.
But 30 grand for a car with no motor, I'm like, no way in hell I paid 30 grand for a shell like that.
Fuck,
it's local now, isn't it?
It is now. It's in Orange Park area.
Yeah, somebody posted.
Still no motor, but
Logan, I think, posted a picture of it. Like,
no, he has the side skirts and the front bumper from it.
Okay.
It was at Jeff of Paint Pros because when he
saw
bought
a picture of
he bought
the
tar.
tent.
Yeah, because when he bought the car, Jeff's there's like $200 additional thing for those extra parts.
Right.
He said, okay, when you get the car running, ram that motherfucker.
Literally.
Jeff pretty much said, just destroy it. Destroy those parts.
Let it rip.
Yeah. Because he had that thing sitting in the back lot for a good minute.
Oh, yeah. Doesn't he have still have a Skyline back there somewhere?
Yeah, he has two of them, actually. Okay. There's one on the side of the building, and there's one inside of
the side is what I'm thinking of, yeah. He's got a great have you ever been behind Jeff's fucking shop? You ought to do it. Just spend your lunch hour back.
I think there's a RX-7 back there. There's a S13.
It just goes for like a fucking half a mile.
Damn.
It's just cars. in the ditch,
So
fucking on the
nobody's
hill.
like people was dropped off and just
Yeah,
left.
just abandoned or never
Damn.
came to get. Yeah, just
He got the
random.
titles for all of them
I don't know, but it's just cars.
because you know your boy just got paid
It's cars. Did that work out?
this
You
morning.
finally got paid. My boy, I hear balling. What?
You see me walk around with a snow leopard cub, baby. Mind your business.
Why am I getting PayPal?
Joey Exotic.
So, anything else you guys want to know about me?
I mean, I want to know what's the future. What's the next thing for the R34?
Probably a 26 swap.
Okay.
What's in it now?
RB 26 swap.
No. What's in the car now?
25.
Okay, same thing as the.
GTS, yeah.
So, a lot of stuff will interchange over to the 26. And, yeah.
That's it. Just do that.
That's it. I'm
Keep
going to
moving.
build
Yeah.
a decent 800 horsepower setup. And that's it for that car.
A decent 800 setup.
Well, it makes 590 right now on E85 on the stock internal, other than head studs and a head gasket.
Right.
Tow-me head gasket.
Fake.
That's it.
Well, they're underrated. Like they're capable of making good power. They can make more than that on the E85.
Right.
But how long did it last? Don't know.
We will find
Guess
out.
we'll find out.
What's next for the? Are we gonna get the two together for a photo shoot? That's the question.
Yeah, when I get the 33 done, soon I'm gonna enjoy it. Put a couple of 1,000 miles on it so I can get the break in time. Cause it won't be on the high power on the first,
Seriously.
but it's definitely gonna make same amount of power it made before on the break in.
Jesus Christ.
So
Right.
the
The 33's been in the magazine, right?
both of them been.
The 34 has.
Mm-hmm. Made the cover.
We need both of them filmed like in print together.
That'd be kind of fire.
Yeah.
Say the
all
car's only been
carbon
together, driving on the same road 3 times.
I mean, it's almost Christmas. You got to get the fucking Christmas tree photo
Well, when I get
Straight up.
the 34 will be done next week.
×2.
So the R34 going to have the Christmas tree strapped to that bitch.
We're gonna do a new video with the blue carbon
Did
fiber.
you see a nude video?
Yeah. Totally
Can I
nude.
film it?
Totally nude.
I'll be in the front seat.
Fully nude. So coming from like the Sylvia platform,
Fuck that. Coming from the Saturn
What?
platform.
Well,
Well,
I mean, like-
the Sylvia had RB25 still.
but
It made 514 to the wheels.
do you have any interest in like kind of going like big body fucking?
Actually, we got a Corvette into the showroom
Okay.
the other day. It's an 04 with 36,000 miles on it. It's a Z06.
Really?
And it's all original bone stock, other than they upgraded the headlights to the projector headlights.
Okay.
So that deterred me away. He put the side skirts on it, which deterred me away.
Right.
Like, I was like, for what they're asking for the car, and I was literally looking at the car. I actually UCI'd the car at work. I actually looked at the
So
car,
you've been
inspected
through it. Yeah, you went through it.
So I went through the entire car because I love Corvettes. I do want a Corvette eventually down the
I
road.
didn't know you went that on that side of the fence.
I did. Well, Saturn's fucking GM.
We got
He's
we got
wearing fucking White Sox.
we got a
Come
stack
on.
of rainbow stickers over there if you want to grab one.
Hey, no.
Is
Like,
it like,
some New Balance shoes, and
there's nothing else right-hand drive that piques your interest other than Skylines.
not really.
What do you mean? You see the
I've
trend?
had
is
a-
more like
I've
big
had a
body
RX-7.
VIP, like
I've had an RX-7
right.
back in 03. I had one of those. Had a red RX-7 that built. I've actually started out as a 94 Eclipse. It was my very first car.
Okay.
Had for 2 months.
R.I.P. Paul Walker.
Yeah, I paid.
Good fan?
No, that's before. That's different body style.
94.
That's the other body style before the
No,
round.
almost looks like the old Eagle Talon.
Oh,
Yeah.
the slope-
So I
slope
had one of
back.
those.
Yeah,
That was I got that when I was in
laser. Fuck
Yeah.
I had that when I was in 02.
That
And
jaunt.
Right.
after 2 months, I literally spent all my money and bought that car, and I had to wait a whole another month to get insurance because first time insurance is fucking expensive.
Oh,
Especially-
yeah, you ain't lying.
So I had to pay
Now
first time insurance.
is expensive.
So the car only lasted 2
That's
months.
now I know.
So 2 months of owning that car, the clutch slave went out on it. It was more than what the car was worth of putting it back together.
Rip.
Traded it in for a 240, my first 240.
There you go.
So I had it.
240.
Yeah, had a 91 240 I bought from the Kaga Honda dealership, and then got a.
That 240 tax is real now.
Now it is, yeah.
Oh, S14, S14.
Even back then, dude, the tax was fucking real.
240 taxes. Also.
My kid, she's 15. She wants a fucking drifty boy. She's like, I want a Sylvia, Dad. I'm like, I'm broke, kid. Like,
I've had.
I don't know what to tell you.
I can't afford it.
I've had and I had a Sentra, a 99 Sentra GXE, and a 200SX SE. And I had a 03 SCR Spec V. Then I had a 240Z, 260Z, 280ZX, 300ZX, 350Z.
Z all of them. I want all of them.
I've had every Z car other than 370.
Right. Do you follow Elvis from Stance Nation?
I don't believe so.
He's the guy that owns Stance Nation. He puts on the shows all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
He's selling his NSX, his black NSX.
Mm-hmm.
The first comment, whistling diesel. I'm interested. I'm like, please don't fucking crush
Please
this
do
car.
not sell that car.
Please
to him.
don't wreck this fucking car.
Please do not sell
You know
that
who
car.
Whistling Diesel is?
Yes.
He just fucking tears up everything.
He buys shit just to destroy
I'm like,
it.
please don't buy fucking this perfect.
I've had a couple
NSX.
people trying to buy the 34 already.
Oh,
Oh, I bet.
Well,
is there a number?
there is a number.
It's outrageous.
It's out there, yeah.
Well, considering how much the car costs, considering how much
Well,
carbon
it's
fiber
one
it
of
is.
3 in the world that are full carbon.
Okay.
There's the one in Dubai, which is left-hand drive. There's the damn, I can't think of the name right now in Japan.
200,000.
Not that close.
What do
not
you
far.
make of the one? Didn't they just bring one in that was like 70 grand to import, but it's like the whole body's like fucking carbon. I'll have to find the video. I'll send it to you.
You talking about the 32 that was at SEMA?
I don't think it was a 32.
That was the only one that was at SEMA.
Okay, it might not have been. I saw it on TikTok. I don't know.
Okay, that's the one they flew in from Japan.
Yeah,
That's,
they were.
Active Garage.
Yeah.
So,
So everything
Active
structural
eight-
is carbon fiber too?
Oh,
yeah, he went a little more extent than I
he said
did.
it was 70 grand to ship the motherfucker.
They're back. He's actually still in California right now.
Fuck.
He went to a car show in San Jose, California.
Right.
Japan's like, you can go, motherfucker, but you can't come back.
Fuck,
So he has
70.
the black, regular standard carbon fiber.
Mm.
He's got a blue R32 carbon fiber. He has a red R32 carbon fiber.
Bro, he's fucking built for money.
Like, he has multiple cars. I only knew about the black one. I didn't know about the red and blue one until recently, actually. Because we actually sat there and talked there at SEMA for like a good 30, 45 minutes.
Jesus. I don't know where people get this money for this shit.
Drugs.
Towing.
Drugs.
Well, I guess we'll watch for the race between
Oh, I'm there, baby.
Jason and Dustin.
This has been a long time coming. I was actually going to run him before the Motor Blue on the 33 last
Right.
January.
That's the time to do it.
I only drove it 3 times after I got tuned, and the rod went through the side of the block.
I mean,
Sheesh.
exit.
Oh, it made an exit, all right.
Oh, yeah.
Exit the chat.
See you later. So when it's ready, though, you're ready to run it?
I'm ready to run it. Once it's broke
Break-in
in,
period,
yeah. Once it's broke in, I'm not gonna try to break it on the first time with getting it back, but
Yeah, for sure.
I'm gonna break it in nicely, do my 2,000 miles that he wants me to do, and then we're gonna turn it up from there.
And see what happens.
Now, who
Go-
does all your tuning?
Lee at Monster Performance. So we're still up in the air if we're gonna keep with the 25 trans, or we're gonna go to a
Now,
TH4.
you know, Dustin's going to turn that motherfucker to the max.
Oh no, because he don't want to lose. But that's fine.
His shit makes some fucking
You know,
power.
but
makes some
it's all
power.
about fun and games, man. I'm like, you know,
Sure.
if he wins, all power to him.
Yeah,
If I win, all power to me.
yeah.
You know,
It'd just
it's
be
all for
cool
it's
to
all
see.
it's
It'd
all
be
for
so
fun.
cool to see 2 fucking iconic JDM cars fucking just tying ass
Just
out the
rip.
street.
Yeah, let it
Yeah.
rip.
Like-
Just the sounds the motherfucker's going to make.
It's gonna be loud at the 34.
I love it.
I think it's gonna be a 4-inch exhaust all the way back.
exciting.
What we had to go with.
Makes my panties moist.
I don't have a fast car. That's not my shit. Me and you. I just love that in our city there's like a ton of fucking fast cars like built.
There's some dope ass cars
Yeah.
in Jacksonville.
And it's
that
not
nobody
just
ever
imports that are
sees.
fast. There's a lot of domestics that are fast
A
too.
ton of shit. It's all over the place.
Don't
like-
say Challenger.
Did you see that?
Daytona,
the-
our
well,
Dodge is ending the
Well,
fucking
not even
Hellcat.
that, but like
2023 is the end of it.
Mopar's done with it, right? They're gonna build their e-muscle cars.
Yeah, and I work for
Outta
Mopar
here.
too.
Eat my
Fuck.
ass, dude. E-muscle. Dude.
What are they trying to compete with the
Are
with
you
the
a
Fords?
Tesla? Like,
Yeah.
oh, the 4-door Mustang.
That's
I,
idiot.
I actually finally saw one at the Publix on South Side.
Did you?
Wasn't mad.
Yeah.
Actually, the Shelby.
Wasn't
Kinda
mad.
like-
My wife
Wasn't
actually
that
liked the
right?
Shelby.
It's like Porsche-ish.
The Shelby Mach-E.
Okay.
My wife was like, "Oh, it's not too bad." I'm like,
shit.
"No, it looks good. We're not ever gonna
Still
own one."
Ford.
Right.
Just
Yeah.
wasn't mad at it.
Can we slap carbon on it? Yeah, okay. Get that fucking shit out of here. Holy shit! How long you? Bro, this is almost a 3-hour podcast. It's the
Hey.
longest podcast.
My
we've
sweaty
ever
balls
done.
say yes.
We haven't gone touched on everything yet. Shit.
We're gonna have to run it back a part 2,
Part deux.
part 2.
Part deux.
Right? You think you can show up on time for that one?
Oh, I was here early.
here.
I was here early because I was like,
early.
we're gonna go over stuff we can't talk
That,
about
if
on
you look at that
podcast.
pose, motherfucker, it said we'll be on at 6:37.
It was 8.
Huh?
It was 8.
Bullshit.
Dude, I was like messaging you, calling you,
You were past 7:00.
nervous. I messaged Jason. I was like, I can't get a hold of you. I don't know what we're doing. Like, I'm so sorry.
If I say I'm gonna be here, I'm gonna be here.
Fuck
I was in the driveway. I'm like, I'm just gonna pour my drink into my flask over here, and
went in there
we're gonna see what happens.
I didn't even have any of this set up. I went in there. I was like, I told Lindsay, I was like, Jason's here, and I can't get a hold of Joey.
I got the message as I'm in the driveway. I'm literally
was
sitting there
like-
pouring my drink and my thing.
I heard the truck. I was like, he's fucking here for sure.
Like I
Okay,
said, I'm
so-
always early.
I texted Joey. I was like, yo, if you're not coming, you gotta tell me. Like,
I finally saw the phone ring and I answer it. He's like, if you're not fucking coming, you better like, I'm
you have
coming.
to fucking tell
I'm
Jason
fucking
something.
coming. I'm fucking coming.
Fuck. Yeah, you were. You were something.
I was coming, all
Son
right.
of a bitch.
Son of a
I was
bitch.
this close to messaging Heather.
He's got a.
She wouldn't answer either. She was tied up.
I fucking messaged Brandon. He was out of town. I go, I need a co-host.
Bro, have you seen his Snapchats?
Yeah,
I'm ready to go.
I'm his best friend. Of course I saw it.
I swear to God. Hey, remember this?
Are you towing? Are you?
Remember this?
Fuck you.
Trying to
Are you
get
towing anything tonight?
Nah.
No. What are you doing? Thanksgiving's tomorrow.
his drinks given right now.
I'm
dude.
so excited for Thanksgiving.
Yes.
I'm ready to be over with.
Do you guys
What?
do it? You don't do a big thing at your house?
Well, we're going to our parents' house. My parents gonna go over there as well, so we're gonna have like a group thing with both families. So
Yeah.
I'm not big into holidays at all.
Really?
No,
Like why? Can I ask why?
Were you beaten as a child? What's up?
nah.
Just didn't do it.
I didn't get the cool toys for my Christmas time, so I kind of like didn't care.
Fuck. Thanksgiving's my time to shine, boy.
You gonna see me put away some food?
Oh, well.
boy? Well, let's end this podcast.
Let's fucking get it.
Y'all stay saucy.
Keep it funky.
And we out this bitch.
Jason, we appreciate
Part 2
you,
later
bro.
on.
Hey.
Goodbye. Later.
Peace.